Hello there, and welcome to the Wylders game. My name is Dave Wildson, and if you haven't seen us before, this is a D&D style game that we play. It's a little bit different than your average D&D style game, although we are playing in a fantasy world, but these are outlaws from the Old West that are stuck in this fantasy world. So we're going to go around, kind of get ourselves warmed up tonight, and I'm going to introduce everybody. We play in a world called Aerra, which is a homebrew world of my own making, with my own story, but we tend to include some of the golden oldies fun from D&D or Pathfinder that I have found in the past that I really like. And right now we are in an area that in our game is called Salt Shore, but of course it's based on the wonderful old haunted house of Salt Marsh, the D&D module. So that's what we're playing right now as part, kind of another kind of a side delve quest from our regular world. Let's go around, then I'll do more review on that. On my left is our resident rogue, Mr. Thaddeus.
How do you do? My name is Ian Little, and I am playing the role of Thaddeus Poindexter. And to speak for yourself, sir, when you say rogue and renegades, I'm a respectable physician.
Rouge.
That's all I have to say on the matter.
That's all you're saying. All right.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. What about Miss Josephine?
Oh, hello. I'm Amanda, played by Josephine Smith. Or Josephine Smith, played by Amanda. I'm never quite sure.
Just a second.
Wait, where did I go?
You're not on the screen.
What the
What
heck?
has happened? So,
I swear I'm here.
So
Is this compliments of the cat?
Josephine is sitting in the chair.
I'm like, okay, put it on.
Go back to the
360 or
cat-
Put it on the
something.
360 and yeah.
I am here. I swear. I'm here.
Wait. Does it do it when we go back to Josephine again? What the hell?
Okay, I am the ghost of Josephine Smith.
How about that? Oh, no, full screen doesn't do it. Okay, I've got a little...
Check our cables, my friends. Check our
You
cables.
guys continue on. Go ahead.
No, I am the ghost of Josephine Smith. I am a sharpshooter. Pew pew. I like to just wrangle anything I could find with my whip. And my best friend is a 7-foot tall dire wolf. Yes. And I love him so much. His name is Bear, and he's not invited on the human populations that we like to hang out in, but I love him so much, and we love him so much because he's been the bestest of besties through several of our escapades.
Such a good boy.
Such a good boy.
Good boy.
Such a good boy.
Who's your best boy?
He's the best boy.
Who's your guesses?
He's a good boy.
He's such a baby.
Oh, please. Continue.
We're continuing.
All right, somewhere between these two is me, and my name is Lavinia. I am actually the wife of the person that was down at the other end, who is now finding out where Josephine has disappeared to.
The ghost of
You mean the
Josephine.
game master?
Why,
You
yes.
see, they can't tell in the cameras what the other end is.
Well, maybe I could tell them.
Is it working
My
now?
husband,
Oh, it's
Dave,
working now.
is the game master, the amazing game master, who has actually written all this, created all of this, and provides us with so much fun. Wouldn't you agree, everybody?
Hours
Yeah.
and hours and hours
Hear, hear.
of pleasure. Thank
And
you, Dave.
hours and hours and hours of work that he has done to create this.
For sure.
I am a healer for some. I am not so much a healer for others, especially if you're undead. And I will move on to Percy.
Okay, wait. Before we go to Percy, we're going to jump back to Josephine for a second and see if she's there. She's
I'm
there!
Ooh, Justin.
Boy, that was strange. I don't know why, but apparently
That was weird.
it looks like probably what happened was the camera, Josephine's camera, froze like half an hour ago when she wasn't there and just kept that image. So that's why we had ghostly Josephine. Okay.
No, on the Brady Bunch one, like on the group one, where is everybody else?
Is
I don't-
everyone raise their right hand right now? Right. There we go.
That's my
Everyone's
left
here.
hand.
There.
Maybe it's just the angle that I'm looking at it because I see white and white.
No,
Oh, it's
you're
just the
doing the
angle.
wrong thing. So we are going to continue with Percy. It's on to you, Mr.
Hi,
Redfeather.
I'm Robert Woodbury. And I
Oh,
play
you're
Percival.
far back, and we
Too
can't
far
hear
back.
you.
Okay.
Your mic is in
In some strange position. I don't know what
Do
the
you
deal is.
need to loosen the knobs?
I just gonna fiddle with my
I
knobs
already
here
had
for
to
a moment.
fix your mic once when you broke it.
I did not
Yeah, you did.
intentionally break nothing.
Intentional.
Intentionally.
Okay,
That's
there.
good. That's
How's that?
good.
How's that? We
That'd
good?
be perfect.
Look at that.
Excellent. All right, I'm Robert Woodbury. I play Percival Redfeather, and I'm a half English Shoshone hunter tracker and a bounty collector. Yes, indeed. So, and my brother was in dire peril of dying and was inducted into the wild ride or wild hunt, and is now riding with strange company. And we have been commissioned by these same insane immortal beings to engage with the Iron Fist or the Iron Cudgel, as our friend
That ain't no fist.
Thaddeus calls him. Anyway, so and I have also encountered a strange mask, which has given me the power to turn into a weird tiger under battle conditions.
Okay, and Mr. our resident wizard, what about you, Mr. Raven?
I'm Glenn. I play a Raven Alexium. My familiar is a Raven, and I'm a squishy wizard with a understudy in alchemy.
Okay,
Bring me back my chill touch, you sir.
Don't make me fireball you.
so we've got a little issue with our cameras right now. It looks like Larry bumped them. So I'm gonna, can you pivot the whole camera structure, not the bottom camera, but those two? Yeah, pivot it over a little bit so that a Raven is more centered. And that's not going to help unless I'm back on Raven. Thank you. Okay, there we go. That's good. Okay, and does that make Thaddeus look okay? All right, that's good. Okay. All right, okay. I think we're fixed. We're a little bit of loose ends right now. We're over with our summer, which has been crazy busy for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And we are catching up now, trying to get into the fall groove. It's just after Labor Day. We are going to follow up where we are in the game. We are, let's tell you what, why don't we go to the map. And we'll figure this out. I'm going to take us to the good old world map of Aerra. We're going to put this on the adventure screen. And you can see there's kind of a little skull symbol here. That skull symbol is the Wylders group, the Wylders party. And they are on the eastern seaboard.
Excuse
Of
me,
the
Game
world of
Master,
Aerra.
would you mind
Putting it on the
map
back screen
behind
behind
so that
Isn't it on the map?
No,
Oh,
it
did
says HDMI ARC.
No signal. Is it on?
Hold on. The remote has given me a problem. Home. And we'll go to that.
Yay!
Yay!
Thank you so much.
there we are.
So
Lovely.
we have two TVs that we use with it. Well, three TVs, but two of the TVs, the one that's on the side and the one that's behind me, they have the same remote. Not the way I want it to be, but they're exactly the same make model. We bought them at the same time. And when I change one TV, it changes the other one, which is what happened to the screen behind me. Okay, so as I was saying, we're going to go back to the adventure screen, and I'm going to show you where we are on the world map. Here's where we are in the world map. We are here at this point, and this is the eastern seaboard. So they have come. They had rescued 3 prisoners from a Dwergar raid, escorted them home, and they were fishermen. So they've escorted them to the town of Saltshore. So we're going to go to Saltshore, the town itself. There it is. They spent last game night that we played exploring the town of Saltshore. And basically just getting an idea of where everything was, checking in at the inn, exploring the town for all of the different places. They visited a rather roguish character on the northern end of town named Winston. And they decided that they wanted to do two things. You guys remember what you wanted to do? You
See the
wanted
wizard?
to see the wizard, because there's a wizard's tower on the south end.
Three
Three
things,
things. Oh.
really.
What's the third? What's the other one?
Well, before,
Castle.
like ultimately, we want to visit the haunted mansion,
Right.
and figure things out. But we figure we need to talk to Craig, the underkeeper,
Craig.
or whatever he is,
Undertaker,
the
burial guy,
the
graveyard keeper.
grave
Grave digger, Craig the grave digger.
and the wizard before proceeding. And I can't remember what time of night it was, but I think maybe we should approach these people this evening, and then maybe have a full night's rest before going back to the haunted mansion. My opinion.
No, I have a question. Didn't we get a full night's rest?
Nope. You went home, you went back to the inn, and that was it. We stopped it right there.
Okay.
No, I know, but it's like 8 o'clock at night. So saying that some people might want to, like a wizard and a cleric, might want to prepare things during a full night's rest before proceeding to a haunted mansion.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys take it away, figure out what you're doing tonight as far as being at the inn and staying there. You chose the Wicker Goat was the name of the inn, right? That you went to?
Yes.
Okay. So you need to take it from there. I need to find out about this fellow Craig, because I have a confession to make. I've lost him. I can't find him. I don't know where he is.
I hate it when that happens.
Craig is the cute to everything. Yeah, like everyone was like, you gotta talk to the gravedigger. You gotta talk to the gravedigger.
Is that
So,
another mystery we're going to have to solve? Is what the disappearance of Craig?
the disappearance of Craig?
I'm sure there will be rumors at the end.
I bet there would be rumors at the end.
Found him. Okay, I found him with the good old find feature.
May I compliment the constabulary in this town? They were able to find the missing Craig.
Right. Okay, what you know about Craig is that he has actually got a room in Eleander's house, and Eleander was the captain of the guard, right?
Right.
Right. I need to read a couple of paragraphs on Craig to find out, because it says he's an invaluable resource for adventure seeking information, but he hasn't been an invaluable resource for the game master at all. So I just have to make up his stuff, I guess. Okay, so are you staying the night in the inn? You're done?
Yes.
You're going to do it to pass
We
the
do
night?
need to, and sorry, as the voice of Josephine Smith says, excuse me, if we are heading into a haunted house tomorrow, Lavinia, would you please prepare us some holy water?
And I will look to see if I have the correct things to craft. Or how much I
You
already
guys have a fairly backed up stock of holy water by now, don't you? I mean, I don't know how much you have kicking around, but you've heard a bunch of rumors, and this is one of the things that happened last game session that we played, and that was that you went to the inn, and there were like 6 rumors, maybe 7 different rumors that people were speculating, townsfolk were speculating on the cause of the disappearance of folk from the town. A lot of it had to do with the house and the lights that were flickering in the house. The other thing was and I'm going to try and get all these rumors into the journal for you, but the rumors were that it was ghosts, or it was, what else was it besides ghosts? What did they tell you besides ghosts?
Dwarves.
Oh, they thought it was maybe the dwarves who moved into town because that's a nearby dwarven mine. It was the cultists on Abbey Isle. who are sneaking into town to steal people.
The serpent folk.
It was the serpent folk that are in the northern salt marsh that have come down to steal folk.
Also pirates.
Oh, it could be
and the
pirates.
wizard was also accused.
Could be pirates. It could be the wizard that's disappearing people. I think there was even another one, but I don't remember. So those are all
ghost
your
ship.
options.
Yeah, ghost ship. Cultists.
There was also a ghost ship sighted on the coast with tattered sails.
and
So,
some
Miss Lavinia, do you have a need for something?
I wanted to make sure that you found that.
Oh, okay.
That's yours.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So
Thank you.
we're gonna find out. Have you guys bedded down for the night? You had supper, bedded down for the night. We're gonna find out.
No. I'm
Oh,
sorry. Pardon me.
What?
By the end of, were we not seeking out the sorcerer tonight, and then going to seek out the haunted mansion in the morning?
Oh, okay. Are you going to go tonight to the sorcerer, the wizard, or in the morning up to the wizard's tower?
I don't know the hours of the wizard that the wizard keeps, so we would have to go.
I would much prefer venturing into a wizard's lair in the evening than a haunted mansion in the evening. But that's just me. I thought that's what we were going to do. We were heading back to town. We were going to seek out Craig, and we were going to seek out the wizard, and then sleep, and then go to the haunted mansion in the
We
morning.
already had problems finding Craig earlier. because
I
we
found
did-
Greg.
we
Yeah,
did
you
go
went
to the graveyard.
to the graveyard.
Went to the
He was not there,
Okay,
and you knew that he could be
at the end.
at not the inn. He keeps a room at Eleander's house, the captain of the guard,
Okay.
Okay,
who
well,
happens to be, if we go to the adventure screen real quick, if you look at the adventure screen, Eleander's house is up on the kind of the table that's on the south end of town. This is Eleander's house. This is the Wizard Tower, Killadeck's Tower. They're both like right there.
okay, it's only like 9 o'clock at night. Can we
Do you want to go in the evening?
I'm sorry, did you say only?
only? It's still early for us. Like we normally,
Not for everybody.
we normally roll into bed at about 1 or 2 a.m.
I also want to point out that the graveyard where
Oh, no.
Craig works
Larry Cannon,
is right
Larry
beside the haunted house.
Salt Shore has been attacked. There's a
And there went the
The
cameras.
Camera's alignment is out again.
Now look what you've done, cat. Larry, get off the table.
Get the-
This is our cat, Larry. He's made all the cameras wonkified because this is what he does. When nobody's in this room, he thinks that this table,
Is
how are we
his
doing? Did you get
playground.
everybody squared away?
Yeah.
He thinks that this TV on this table is his own personal bed, and he likes to lay on the
It's
TV.
nice and warm.
I guess that's maybe why.
I don't think it's warm when it hasn't been used for a while. I think it's just flat. He likes to be flat.
And he likes to stretch out, right?
Yes,
he's a
he's like, ooh.
long cat.
He's a very long cat.
Recumbent.
Yes.
But
So-
anyways, as I was saying, sorry,
Yes.
Dave, for interrupting. I think that we had all agreed that we wanted to, before going to the haunted mansion tomorrow, we wanted to talk to A, Craig, and B, the wizard. So it's 9 p.m.
Isn't it
What?
8 p.m.?
8 p.m.?
Yeah.
What's stopping us?
Well, as a wizard, I know that I don't like late guests.
Okay,
So
well, scratch the wizard. Let's
Okay,
hit-
my
let's hit Craig.
memory is that we were going to see the wizard first thing in the morning and then go to the graveyard, which is right beside the haunted house. So we'd be getting to the haunted house at the latest by noon.
That's still too late in my opinion. But I guarantee Craig will still be up. It's only 8 to 9 p.m. Let's find Craig.
I'm tired.
The graveyard
I
where
wanna go to bed.
Craig works is right beside the haunted house.
So we're gonna get this little. This is our new cool hourglass out. We're gonna put this. See, look, I loosened these things,
Oh,
and
yeah.
now it doesn't tip anymore.
That's probably how it's supposed to work.
Yeah,
And-
it's
and-
kind of a version of the really good ones, of course.
I just, in my opinion,
There you
because
go. You've got until the timer
imaginary
runs out
time
before the GM decides.
will be 5 minutes either way. If we try to go there and they're not up, we'll have wasted our time. If we wait till the morning and they're their regular business hours, then we haven't wasted their time or our time.
This man is staying in a pub. He's probably eating or drinking in the general area and he'll sleep eventually upstairs.
So what pub is he at?
I would like to take full advantage of our daylight time or our
It's 9 o'clock. It is no longer daylight.
I will. Would you guys come and join us to go and see if we can find him at the pub?
I'm keen
And
to
then
go.
we don't have to be there
Which
long.
pub?
We're just the
the one that he said.
Avery's house.
He's not at a pub. He is at the captain of the guard's
House.
home,
Guard's home.
Eleander,
Right. I thought
which
you
is
said that- I
across
thought you
the
said-
road from the wizard's tower.
Who wants to go rap on the door with me? Because I'm gonna.
Okay.
Late one night.
it may be it might be
There's a gentlewoman a calling.
Rap at the door. Okay, so you're going to head, and it's not that far. If you look at the adventure screen, it's really not that far from the Wicker Goat, which is where you were staying right here. You just have to go up the lane to the south. There is the Wizard's Tower on the south end. There is Eleander's house on the north end. And,
forgive
It's
us
only
for
gonna take you-
intruding so late.
well, which one are you going to?
Oh, Craig. Yeah, we want
At
to talk. We want
Eleander's
to talk to
house.
Craig at Eleander's house. Sorry, that's who I want to talk to. You guys don't have to come.
We're not leaving you to go on your own. Thank you very
Nope,
much.
we've
We
seen
know
that go wrong
we've
before.
seen people go off on their own and end
Everybody
up
knows
there.
what
I am sick and tired. We've been already here 3 days in this town and have done nothing.
One day.
No.
We've been here one day.
We've been here one day.
Two at least.
No,
One day.
one.
It feels like much longer.
So, it only takes you 5 minutes to walk up to Eleander's house.
Okay.
As you rap on the door, after a while,
Josephine says sweetly, "Hello, may I see Eleander?"
Eleander comes to the door.
Not Eleander.
Craig.
Craig.
Eleander comes to the door. He opens the door, recognizing you, and asks how you've gotten on. And then when you inquire after Craig, he says, just a moment. And he leaves the door open. He walks in, and you hear him yell from inside the house, "Craig!" Apparently, it's the captain's house. He's a bachelor. He lives here. He rents a room to Craig. Craig comes out, and it looks like he's just been washing up after his day's work, which, as you know, a gravedigger can be fairly, lots of dirt, soot that gets on your skin, that kind of thing. Craig comes out. He looks at you. He's a very wiry, short man. He's in his 50s, and he says, "Can I help you? What's this about then?"
And Josephine Smith says, "Hello, sir. Sorry for the intrusion, but we are going to be taking an adventure to the Haunted Mansion tomorrow, and we were hoping you could give us some insight before we treaded off into our death."
And he looks at it and he says, "The Haunted Mansion? Why do you want to be going to that place? You know there's folks disappearing in this town."
And that's precisely what we're investigating, sir.
Oh, I see what's going on. Oh, I've seen your kind before. You're adventurers, aren't you?
We are.
Every
as charged.
time the adventuring group comes to town, it's always the gravedigger they've got to come and find. Every time they're asking me question.
Tells
Look,
you a wise man.
I'll tell you what I told that last fella, and he was on his own, by the way, in his big clanky armor and everything. I'll tell you what I told him. Don't go near that place. It's haunted. I seen the flickering lights like everybody else, and I'll tell you what's more. Every time them lights is flickering, that ghost ship is always out in the harbor, too.
That sounds like I'm running.
Now, if there's other things about town
Not
you
that I
want to
would know
know,
about
I think I can tell you, but if you've been here, it's not that big a place. It's pretty easy to find your way around. Any other questions? I don't have any more to tell you about that haunted house. Except
Do you?
watch your step in there.
Is there more than one way in?
Well, it's got, as far as I remember, 3 doors. There's one on the back by the patio. It's kind of a balcony, like a patio, raised patio thing. There's one on the side of the house. I think it's a servant's entrance. And of course, there's the one on the front. But you know, that old house, it creaks and groans and it leans back and forth. And I wouldn't trust the floors in there if I was you.
The last person who was asking questions, did you happen to catch his name?
Let me think about it. Nope. Don't know. Got no idea what his name was. Couldn't tell you.
Was he a big fellow?
Oh, I don't know. Probably about as big as this fella you got right here with the blue mustachy thingy. Probably about that big, but here he was all in armor with a sword and everything.
How long ago was this?
Oh, probably 2 months ago, maybe. You know what? He said he was going to go in there and he was never seen again. Probably taken by whatever has been taking the rest of the folk in town.
Is there anybody in the town that would know any more about this than you?
Oh, I don't know. You might go down to the inn and listen to all the old salts tell you all about everything. They know everything, don't you know? They'll solve all your problems in just an evening of drink.
Been there, done that.
I see.
Everyone says you're the person in the know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the
They
person.
speak very highly of you.
Yes, they
Look.
really do.
I don't know any more than any average person. Sure, I know everybody in town. If you want to know about somebody in town and whereabouts they might live, you want to know whereabouts all the good inns are, I can tell you about that. Are you looking for a place to stay tonight?
We've got rooms at the Wicker Goat.
Oh, fine. Well, the Wicker Goat's good. Most of the miners and the guardsmen are the ones that stay there. Most of the sailors that might come through, itinerant ones or folk like that, they'll all stay down at the Snap and Line or maybe over at
We
the
had lunch there.
Empty Net. The Empty Net, if you haven't been there, tends to be, well, pretty much like its name. It's not doing so good as an inn, if you know what I mean. It's rather empty. But you might find a bit of information there, or you might not. I couldn't tell you for sure.
There were claims that people have seen undead type bodies going through the graveyard. Have you witnessed those
What, in the graveyard?
in the graveyard?
Well, I haven't witnessed nothing like that myself, though, you know, I did see tracks a couple of times. Strange tracks, and I checked. Didn't look to me like any of the graves had been disturbed there. So I was worried about, of course, grave robbers. But it was only 2 sets of tracks I saw.
When was this?
Oh, probably a week ago, I saw the last set, and it was probably 2 weeks before that, I saw another set in the
Were
graveyard
they
that I
both
didn't
heading in the same
recognize.
direction?
Well, they seemed to be just walking around in the graveyard.
Were there any?
I didn't
graves-
actually bother following them. You know, I wasn't going to, go looking for trouble.
So when you say tracks, were they shoe prints or
Yeah, footprints. Absolutely. Shod feet, too. Not bare feet, shod
Okay.
feet.
Were there any graves disturbed?
That's
I
what I was
understand.
worried about. And I had a look, and it didn't look to me. Of course, unless they had dug somebody recent up and then filled them back in. But all the old graves are all still settled. There are a couple of new graves from folk what passed away in the last couple of months. Those graves have still got the new fresh mounds of dirt on them. And I'd swear those mounds that are over the graves are exactly the way I left them when I filled them back in.
You're a very observant man.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you, my friend.
You're welcome. Anything else I can do for you?
Would you like to adventure with us into the haunted mansion tomorrow?
Well, let me give that a thought. No, of course not. I just
Okay,
told you.
okay.
And besides that, we'll know what'll be happening to you. You'll be going the way of all the other adventurers. You'll be gone by tomorrow night, probably. Spirited off to who knows where. You know, if I was to hazard a guess, I think it might be them cultists what's out on Abbey Island. That's what I think is happening.
Tell us about the
What cult
cultists.
do they follow?
Yeah.
What cultists on Abbey
Oh, I
Island?
don't know. They're just like crazy naked monks running around is what I hear.
Well, I would think that any monks running around naked are a little bit crazy.
So would I. I agree. Abbey Island, though, yes, that's a mystery right there.
so
Used
where
to be
is-
a respectable place, a proper religious retreat, and now look what's happened to it in the last 10 years.
How far away
Well, we
is
don't know
Abbey?
because we haven't been here.
Abbey Island is just below the horizon. If you sail out of the harbor and you head exactly northeast by east, you can't miss it.
Tell me a little bit more about the ghost ship you were talking about.
The ghost ship. Well, I've never really seen it myself, but I've heard stories about it. You see the silhouette sometimes out. Well, I don't mean I've seen it up close. I've seen it at a distance. I've seen the specter far out at sea, late in the evening, or at least I think that's what it was. There'd be a blinking light out there, and I'm pretty sure that's what it was. It was the ghost ship. I've never seen it up close. I don't know if anybody has. That's all I know about the ghost ship.
Is the ghost ship seen at any particular time of the month, or is it just random?
Well, certainly not in daylight. Only comes in the evening, the late evenings. But I don't have a ghost ship schedule for you. I had no idea what time it would be. I know that the last time I heard a sighting was a couple of weeks ago.
Whispers away from Craig to the rest of the crew. Thaddeus said that sounds like rum runners, the flashing lights from the mansion to the ghost ship.
Yep. That does
Yes.
sound like.
Shh.
Okay.
Are you done with your whispering then?
Aye, we are.
Not that I would
Are you
know
done
anything
wasting my
about that.
time?
Well, no.
You know, I've got a library to organize. I told Eleander I'd help him out with his library here.
Thank you so much.
I've
for
got
your
a few things
time.
to do
We
tonight.
appreciate.
Thank you so
this,
much,
like,
sir.
All right.
We did not want to disturb you, but we are on a mission, hopefully for the better good of everyone, and not just trying to be a pain in your butt.
Well, too late for that. No, I'm kidding. It's all right. I don't mind talking to people once in a while, but you know, there's been so many packs of adventurers come through with all these same questions, and I'm pretty sure that this will be the last time we talk. You never know. If I see you around in a couple of weeks in the pub, maybe you can buy me a drink.
I, sir, would buy you a very large this size.
A large drink, a big one.
What is it called?
Hankered?
I actually worked at a bar. How do I not know this?
A pint?
But no, like
Jug.
Quart? A jug?
no, not a jug.
A
Stein?
stein,
A
No.
tankard,
flagon?
Oh my God.
Oh. Anyways,
Bottle.
a large 32-ounce beverage of
a
ale.
schooner.
A schooner, thank you. Schooner of ale.
All right then. Thank you very much, he says again, and then he closes the door, says his thank you, goodbye, thank you, and
Thank you. Thank
Thanks,
you.
goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
then you
So-
hear vague voices inside the house where he's talking, he's calling out to Eleander, and all you can hear is him bitching and complaining. Still complaining about you as he goes back to whatever he's doing.
So, are we back then to the hotel for a full night's rest and preparations of spells and holy waters and thus?
You're here at Eleander's house. The other thing that you wanted to do before you go to the haunted house tomorrow is the Wizard's Tower. Are you doing that in the morning or are you doing that now?
I suggest in the morning. You
Okay.
don't want to piss off a wizard.
That's you're the one to consult on the matter, so
Okay.
Okay.
It is only 5 minutes back to the inn again, the Wigger Goat. It's just down the lane. You go back. Now it is 9:30 p.m.
9:30 is too late to disturb a wizard. Oh my
Do
goodness.
you want to eat? Just go into bed? You're just doing all of those regular things?
Well, I think. Yeah.
Why don't we go down to the pub and go and get something to eat? And
Well, there's the pub on the main floor where we're gonna enter.
What
Is
your
it-
goat menu has not changed from yesterday. I had planned for a how come all of the things aren't showing up? I don't know. Anyways, all of the different things are still available.
And I made a mistake last week. I looked it up. Pottage is basically pea soup.
Yeah,
Pottage
I
is
want that.
pea soup.
I want that.
Peas pottage hot, peas pottage cold.
Peas pottage in the pot, 9 days old.
Well,
And
there
that's
we
all
go.
the
Some like
origins
it
of
hot,
that
some
one.
like it cold, some like it in the pot. 9 days old.
Would you really have
It's a very
pea soup that had been cooking on the stove for 9 days?
Yeah.
There is such a concept as eternal
Yes.
soup. And eternal soup is actually fairly healthy because it will not form bacteria or cause enzymatic breakdowns
It's
Mhm.
if
constantly
it's
heated.
constantly heated.
Mhm.
If it's kept at a constant
That's what
temperature
I've heard.
above a certain
Yeah.
amount, it will not go bad. It will not ferment. And you just add more ingredients.
I think that's pretty much what you were stuck with if you went to a tavern or an
Yep.
inn back in the day.
Yep.
Because that's what they would just keep going all the
the
time.
Just
Eternal
keep
stew,
rotating
yeah.
what's in it.
Or eternal
Mhm.
soup.
I would like a potage and a mug of mead.
Pottage and a mug of mead, which is 4 copper, 4 chips. Go ahead.
Yes.
I'm still
So just-
debating
just-
whether or not I'm
we
going to
just
switch.
delete the chips
Yes.
from our inventory.
I might end up knuckling under and switching just to coins from our chips and still using chips for magical uses, but going with coins just because we're stuck with that
Right.
interface.
Did we
on
figure
this
out about
damn
the things? No. Okay.
No idea.
Okay.
Okay, other people, what do you want to have? What you going to drink?
I'm
Eat.
having pottage and meat as well.
Pottage,
I've already
Lavinia.
paid.
Ditto, baby.
You're having ditto. Okay, ditto pottage.
We all want peas porridge
I'm,
hot.
I'm having the stewed duck and oat biscuits.
Stewed duck and
Make
oat
that two.
biscuits. Two of
Two
those.
stewed ducks.
I may have to file a complaint against Mr. Winston.
And
Oh no, a
Having a
complaint
pint
against
of
Mr.
stout.
Winston.
What might that complaint be?
Because I paid 207 gems. No, sorry, 271. And he gave me the small items. He did not give me the larger items.
Well, you'll have to see if you can find him in town again.
Mhm.
I wonder how hard that'll be. We'll see. Okay, so after supper, you head to bed.
yes.
Do you wish to talk to anybody in the inn before you go to bed? Anybody that's in the common room?
Could you tell us who's in the common
There are
room?
a few miners that are in the common room, dwarven miners sitting at a table to themselves. It looks like all of the guards, either who are on duty or off duty, the ones off duty have gone to bed. So there's only one table besides yourselves of 3 or 4 miners. They're all got their heads together, and one of them's talking about something fairly heated to the other ones, and he seems to be slightly distressed.
As a sassy female, I'm gonna walk up to the table.
Okay, as you walk up to the table, you hear him say, I tell you what they're saying about the folk disappearing in town. It's the same force what's messing with our mine. That's got to be what it is, because things don't just go missing the way they've been missing now. As you come up to the table, they all sit back and they suddenly lapse into silence, and they all just start drinking their own drinks.
I say,
Please forgive the intrusion, sir. But I could not help but overhear about items going missing for you, and we are here to investigate the people going missing, and perhaps we could assist you in that, in your
So-
troubles as well.
The one who talked before suddenly cocks an eye at me and says, You're investigating the town folks what's missing?
Indeed.
Well, we had nothing to do with it, I swear to you. It ain't the dwarves' job to be messing with the folk in town. We're just here to be mining out at the mine.
And I believe you, sir.
Well, good. It's about
I
time
can
somebody
see the
did.
sincerity in your eyes, and I absolutely believe you, and I do not believe this is the work of dwarves.
No, and I mean, what would we want with them anyways? What good use would they be? They can't work in the mine the way we can. We're not got any use for them at all. And besides that, we got troubles of our own with our own stuff going missing. Somebody's a sabotaging the mine, I tell you.
Really?
Aye. And I don't know. It seems a little spooky to me how things just seem to mysteriously vanish. All of our equipment suddenly sabotaged.
What's gone missing for you?
Well, different types of things. Boxes of explosives, tools, picks, shovels, all kinds of stuff like that. Mind you, not a single one of the miners has gone missing. Thank goodness for that.
Do you have any enemies that you know of that would
Oh, well, I would say yes. Somebody's obviously out to get us. And I know that there are some of the folk in town what aren't too happy with us being here and that's with the mine. They don't want it to be expanded any more than it is. They're afraid we're going to take over their whole town. We don't even have anybody on the council.
Whispers to the group so that the dwarves can't hear. To me, stealing supplies and stealing humans sounds like maybe the work of slavers.
There could
Perhaps
certainly
you're
be a
right.
connection between your missing items and the missing people. And it would be very helpful if we could know as much as possible about these missing items so that we can recover, hopefully.
mention explosives.
I heard that.
Yes.
I
So
wrote it
that
down.
makes me think they're up to nothing, no good. They're probably down there trying to sabotage the mines or set up a mine of their own for storing things like contraband.
Well, they could be using the haunted house as the drop-off point, signaling the ship, because there have been flickering lights
Right.
from the house and the ship, so obviously it signals.
So we might find there's a deeper plot that's against the dwarves and definitely has something to do with maybe the established populace.
When did it start?
Oh, the disappearances, you
Yes.
mean? Of the problems in the mine or the folk in town?
Either.
Either.
I think the folk in town, it's been 2-3 months now from what I've heard, but I've only been here 4 months. So if it was before that, I wouldn't know. As far as the mine goes, it's only been the last month that we've been having problems there. We've increased security now to try and stop it. You know, nobody's
Good for
going
you.
in and out of there unless they get past the guards. We're posting guards 24 hours a day now.
But how far down have you gone with the mines? Do they spread out under the city?
Well,
under
I
the
think
town?
that's for us to know and you not to find out. Thank you
Well,
very
if
much.
you'd
Well, if some
encountered
people, if you've gone under the town and there are sub-basements and
Oh,
buildings
we're
in
not
town.
anywhere near the town with the mine,
All
don't you
right.
know?
Thank you.
No, the mine is a couple miles out town to the south.
Okay.
That's what we're wondering.
Yeah.
Just
That's what
to,
we were wondering.
Because
Yeah.
if somebody dug down from their house and accidentally hit your mine, they could take it that way.
Yeah.
Now, you know, if the game master had thought of something like that, he might have come up with it. And he might have done something with that idea.
That's a dodgy idea.
But as it is, he didn't do it this time. So no,
Nope.
the mine is a completely separate issue and it's south of town a couple of miles. It's kind of halfway between here and Seaton.
Okay.
where is Seaton?
Seaton.
Seaton's on our.
Well, it depends on whether you got smoking seating or non-smoking seating.
Seaton is a town probably, an hour to the south of here. Rather well, these days it's more of a fort than it is a town.
Yeah.
There are still some regular common folk that live there, but other than that, it's been fortified pretty heavy from what I hear.
Is there a slight antagony between this town and theirs?
Oh, I believe folk from Seaton come here to shop, and there's not much call for the folk of Salt Shore to go down to Seaton, from what I understand.
Okay.
I don't know much about it because we don't go near Seaton. We've got our mining headquarters right here, and so we just move between here and the mine, and that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, I've got all my questions answered. I think I'm good.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right. All right. Good luck to you.
You guys ruined my plans for like trying to seduce these like little dwarfs. I was gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna buy you guys all a shot and we'll sit down and chat and blah blah blah. And you just came in and talked to them normally, and I'm like, oh, well, there that goes.
Well, you could. Still
I
do
was
that.
protecting your honor.
You wanted to get your own 7 dwarves going on, didn't you?
That's right.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, the night's still young for you, so
yeah, you.
I'm thinking like Indiana Jones, like, when she's like drinking the like Mongols under the table. Yeah.
Yeah, that was an excellent scene. Do you remember that? It was.
Oh, yeah.
Was it Tibet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tibet.
Nepal.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry,
Nepal?
not Nepalese, not Mongol. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. And she owns the bar, and she's
Yeah.
drinking the guy under the table. That was a good scene.
So it was our aim to protect your honor, Miss Smith.
I am so grateful to you, sir.
So, what do you wish to do? You're going to
Sleep.
bed now.
Sleep.
It's bedtime.
Sleep. Yeah.
Sleep.
Let's see if anything happens.
Well, it's also
Wow.
sorry,
They were sleeping.
7:53. Did we do a timer?
Hmm?
Did we do a timer?
No, we did not.
Oh, dear.
Hold on.
It's also
7:53.
7:53. So
And we started
Okay.
about 7 minutes.
So
after.
what we will do, we didn't do a timer, but we've got the automatic timer in Josephine's mind that's gone off and reminded us it's 7:53. So we are going to take 10-minute break. We're going to be back at 8:03 Mountain Standard Time. That's 10 minutes. And then we're going to say that's been the evening at the inn. You guys are going to rise and shine, and then you can go off to the next thing that you're planning to do, which I think probably is you wanted to visit
yeah,
the wizard
are
first.
we gonna
Wizard,
do? Are we gonna
graveyard.
do watches when we or are we
If you
doing
wish
do
to.
watches now
We're in a
or
hotel,
watches when we come
so-
back?
Yeah.
Do you want to do watches when you're in the inn?
I think we should do watches while we're in the inn.
Are we all
No.
staying in one big room? Or
No,
You have
there's,
four.
No.
there's a ladies'
How
room. and a
dare you,
gentleman's
sir.
room.
We are not going to start that kind of gossip.
Oh, hello there. my.
All right. So you're doing watches.
That's all I have to say.
You're in 4 rooms doing watches. How are you doing this?
Anyway. You just
Well,
poking
I
your head
mean,
out
like
the door, right?
yeah, like tap tap.
Somebody's got to stay up while the other one sleeps, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to stand in the corridor and watch anybody that approaches any of the rooms.
Or yeah, just like yes, like between the 5 of us, like we'll take a rotating schedule, and then we'll just knock on the door when it's someone else's time. Hopefully that they wake up, and I think all of us would wake up to a tap tap on the door at this point. We're all very light sleepers at this point.
I'm a little nervous after the last time I did a watch.
Okay.
Well, actually, you need to be doing things during your rest period.
Yeah.
Don't
All right,
you?
we're going to be back. It is now 7:55, so 8:05 Mountain Standard Time. We will be back. You guys can continue the discussion then. For those that are watching the recording, this will be the end of this episode. A new new episode will be following this. For those watching live, we're back in 10 minutes. See you then. Okay, hello and welcome to the Wylders game. This is the second episode we are playing tonight. This is our first fall game session. We play most Wednesday nights. My name is Dave Wildson. I am the game master for this D&D style game. And around the table, I've got all of the other players, the Wylders, as we call them. So real quick introductions, just who you are, what you do. On my left is Mr. Thaddeus.
Hello, I'm Ian Little, and I play the role of Thaddeus Poindexter, the company physician.
Okay, Josephine.
Hey, I'm Josephine Smith. I'm Amanda. Again, I did it. I'm Amanda. I play Josephine Smith, and I am the sharpshooter. Pew pew.
All right, Lavinia.
Hello, my name is Janice, and I play the part of Lavinia, who is both a healer and a fortune teller, and who carries around a skull. You may wonder why, but my grandmother's spirit got, I don't know, would you call it cast?
Trapped
Perhaps?
into it somehow?
Trapped into the skull, and someday we will figure out why and if we can set her free.
Okay, and Percy.
I'm Percival Redfeather and Robert Woodbury, and I am the tracker and bow hunter and all around kind of wild guy who is good at fighting big monsters and turning into a weird tiger.
Percy, can you fix your camera a little bit? It's tipped up so that
Where am I?
this guy right there, you see how it needs to be tipped down a little bit? It's been tipped backwards too much.
Oh, there's a cat has been attacking.
There we go. That's better. That looks
All right.
much
Cat
better.
attack.
Thank you. Okay, let's continue on with Mr. Raven Alexium.
Hello, I'm Glenn LaValle. I play Raven Alexium. I am a squishy wizard. I have a familiar whose name is Drema, Raven, and I like long walks in the dark. And
Hold on, I'm going to push this camera.
I'm
a
an
little
Aries.
bit. You are not
You
centered,
love
sir. I
that in
think
your eyes.
we had a cat. Can you straighten your camera again, Glenn? Just try pulling it over towards you, the whole thing. That's better. We had a cat and tip it down. Or, you're too high. I do have, like I said before. Okay, that's good. Okay, we'll do that. We'll just go with that. All right. Okay, so back to the adventure. Our party is just resting in an inn in the little seaside town of Saltshore. They've decided that they've heard rumors that people are disappearing from the town. They've got two things that they want to do right now. One of them is go talk to the town's resident wizard. There's a kind of a tall, spindly house on the south end of town known as the Kellick's Tower. And then they want to go off to the north end of town, exact opposite end of town, where there is an abandoned house. They're hoping that Kel can either tell us something about it, or I think that Raven wants to discuss wizardly things with him. So it is morning. You have spent the night in the inn called the Wicker Goat, and nothing has happened. I rolled to check. Nothing did happen. So even though you set watches, everything's fine. It is morning. You have all your spell slots back. And after breakfasting, you are ready to set out at, let's say, 8:30 a.m.
Okay.
Was everybody good for that?
Yep. And let's go to Kedek's Tower.
Okay. All right. Once again.
No, pardon me. Oh, it's Kedek's Tower. Yes.
Yeah, the Wizard's Tower. Once again, just like the place that you were last night, late last evening, you went out to Eleander's house. He is the captain of the guard. You know the way. It's a very familiar way because it's the, only south village road in the village. And it's only 5 minutes up to Kedek's place. And Kelidek's place. Kelidek's Tower, as it says here. When you go up to Kelidek's Tower, You walk up, and it is like I say, it's about a 3-story building. It's quite narrow and tall. It's not a circular wizard's tower that goes up in this case, but people do call it the wizard's, the wizard's house or the wizard's tower. It is the southernmost house in the whole community, and it is at the top edge of a cliff that overlooks the South Bay. What do you wish to do?
I'll knock on the door.
Who's knocking on the door? Are you knocking on the door?
Sure.
The wizard.
Knock, knock, knock.
Okay. As you knock on the door, there's this strange brass contraption right beside the door, and it looks like it's a lion's head with a mouth, right? And suddenly, out of the lion's mouth, there's this very deep voice that goes, "Yes."
Hello, sir. We are wayward travelers. I'm a fellow wizard, and we are hoping for a little bit of your time to discuss some interesting things about your town and how we might be of service.
There's a little pause, and then suddenly, "Well, now is not necessarily a good time, but perhaps I have 5 minutes for you."
We are grateful for your generosity of your time.
"Very well. Enter." And the door just swings open by itself.
Well, let's go. We got 5 minutes.
Yep, let's do it.
In we go.
Okay, as you go in, you find a nicely furnished entryway, and you can hear a little bit of a fire crackle. Sounds like it's ahead of you and off to the right. As you walk further into the room, you look off to the right, and sure enough, there is a fireplace in a side room, and sitting in a big red chair is one of the tallest humans you ever seen before. Very tall, very thin. And I'm going to change something that I said in the previous game, that he walks around town in a big red turban. That's not true. He walks around town in a big golden wrapped cloth turban. And that's who's sitting in the chair, is a man, and he is jet black. His skin is the blackest you've ever seen a person be before. And as I said, he's very, very tall.
Sounds like a gin.
He's got slightly pointy ears even. And he
Interesting.
looks at you with his eyes. They've got a slight golden tinge to them in the iris. And as you approach, he says, "Come in."
Good day, sir. I am Raven Alexium. This is my party of fellow travelers. And I wish to see if you have any wisdom for us. We wish to tackle the challenge of the mysteries of missing people and of the mysterious graveyard. And perhaps we might be able to barter for some magical items with you.
Looks at you for a long moment of silence, and he says, "Well, I'm not in the habit of selling wares. I'm more in the habit of procuring rare and interesting magical artifacts myself. But perhaps we could make some kind of trade. I do have a few spare wands and scrolls laying about that I would be interested in trading with you if you were interested in that. As far as the goings on in town, I have heard of the disappearances. And what is this about the graveyard? You're investigating the graveyard? I haven't heard anything going on in the graveyard itself."
Well, I could have misspoken.
Craig the Gravedigger did mention that he's seen unusual tracks there.
I think we are more interested in the haunted mansion than the actual
And the
graveyard.
disappearances of people.
Oh, he says, "Oh, you mean the old alchemist's mansion."
Okay.
Yes, indeed. He hasn't been seen now for, at least 10 years, maybe more. That place has been derelict. No, it's got to be more now. It's got to be 20 years. Oh, time passes. Yeah, I see it every time I pass by. It becomes more and more derelict. There are holes in the roof. Most of the windows are smashed out now. No one knows what happened to him. He just disappeared one day. The place simply became an empty abode, haunted. Many of the folks in town think haunted by ghosts.
Well, we were told there was also missing equipment and people from Dwarvish
They're not missing people.
are
Just
finishing
equipment.
equipment.
Explosives being the most
explosives
prominent.
specifically, and things like that, which would be quite dangerous.
Missing equipment from the dwarves
Mm.
and missing people from
the
this
humans,
town.
yeah, the town
Yes.
So it's an interesting equation to try and figure out what's going on. Is there something under under this mansion? Is there something connected to the disappearances through that mansion?
Kelladek says, well, I've never been to the mansion myself. I don't know anything about it or what it would be underneath it or near it. As far as missing equipment from the dwarves, I would venture a guess that it's probably villagers who are trying to give them a hard time. I don't think that there's anything nefarious or supernatural going on there. As far as the missing people, I tend to not believe in things like ghosts and the supernatural. Of course, I believe in magic. I think something else is going on with the missing people. Somebody is certainly taking them, but I don't know who it might be.
Well, and there was a rumor of a ghost ship which appeared from time to time.
The
Have you
ghost
heard
ship.
anything about that?
Well, you have to understand there are a lot of ships that pass along the coast going north and going south. And I've heard about a derelict ship that floats out in the water. I haven't heard about any ghost ship other than this derelict ship. Now, I'm sure there's some people that claim there are ghosts on it, but I've never seen either because, of course, my interest isn't in necessarily the sea or the shores, that kind of thing. Most of my trade is looking for, as I said, rare, unusual magical artifacts. And Gullen Primewater in town, he helps me with that.
Do you happen to have a need for us to do any quests for you? Or is there anything in particular you're searching for that we can keep our eyes out?
You see him look at you with a gleam of interest in his eye all of a sudden. And he says, you know what? Check back with me in a day or two and I may have something for you. As far as between now and then, if you happen to run into something or you've got something now that might be unique or interesting, I would love to take a look at it. And you notice that looking all around this room that you're in, that there are many different cabinets with all these little magical curios in them. And he's clearly a collector of things. And this looks to be his primary interest, is that he's a collector.
Well, I don't have many things that are particularly of interest, although I did get an interesting fireball sphere from another wizard's mansion that I'd be happy to show you and see if that might be of interest. I don't know if you have one in your collection. I don't see one.
So you present this sphere to him?
I do, the fireball sphere.
So you present the sphere to him, and he reaches over to pick it up, and he finds it's quite warm, and he goes, ah, ha, ha. And then he reaches for a cloth and puts it on top of a cloth to pull in his hand. He looks at it, he goes, interesting. What an interesting idea. And he turns it back and forth. He says, to capture a fireball spell within a sphere like this. You know, I don't have one of these in my collection. I would be willing to trade this. I'll give you your choice of 3 things for this. And if we go to, I'm going to find the guy named Kelladek. And he is now going to appear on the map in his house. Kelladek is there. And we're going to just give you ownership of him. Let me see if I can find him, and we're going to configure ownership. So you should be able to double click him and open him up now.
What number is he?
So you are down at the very south end of town, number 6. And you'll see that Kelladek is in the mansion now. Yeah, let me go to the
Thank you.
adventure screen real
Yeah.
quick for
Oh,
everybody at home.
Awesome. Thank you.
We're here at Kellodeck's mansion. You'll see that actually his little token has appeared in the mansion now. And if you double click it, it opens him. And these are the things that he is willing to offer to Raven. He is willing to offer 2 out of these 7 things. 2 out of these 7 things in exchange for the fireball sphere. There is a scroll of ghostly weapon. These are all good scrolls too. They're rank 3 scrolls. I mean, I guess I don't know how good they are spells, but they're all rank 3 scrolls. And the first one is ghostly weapon. Ghostly weapon says that you can touch a weapon and that target weapon becomes translucent and ghostly, and it can affect material and incorporeal creatures and objects. It gains the effect of the ghost touch property rune, meaning it is magical if it wasn't already. And it's especially effective against, as we said, incorporeal creatures, be wielded by a corporeal or incorporeal creature. That's the first one. Next one that he's got is a scroll of enthrall. Enthrall, of course, is a spell where your words fascinate your target. And in this case, its range is 120 feet, and it targets all creatures in range. You speak or sing without interruption through the casting. The targets who notice your speech might give their unidentified attention, and they make a will save to see if they become enthralled or not. Next spell that he's got, or the scroll that he's got, is Scroll of Positive Attunement. And positive attunement, you attune a creature to the forge of creation, connecting its life force without fully transporting it. The creature's appearance becomes more brightly colored. If the creature is living, it heals 1d8 hit points immediately. If the creature is undead or has void healing, it instead takes vitality damage.
What a lovely scroll.
And then the last scroll is a scroll of Stinking Cloud. And I think that pretty much tells us what happens when you cast this scroll. You get a big 20-foot burst stinky cloud. Okay, it functions as mist, and things are concealed. And it sickens creatures that end their turn within the cloud.
And the scroll of sculpt sound.
Oh, yeah, there's one more here. Scroll of Sculpt Sound. Sculpt Sound. It says you change the sounds made by a creature object. Choose how you're altering the sounds when you cast the spell. I believe in the movie Bruce Almighty, Sculpt Sound is what happened to the newscaster when he started doing his newscast, and all of a sudden he was going so that would be like Sculpt Sound. Now you can't alter it later. You cause something that didn't create a sound to make sound, different things like that. You can do a sound, Sculpt Sound. Okay, next one is a wand. There are 2 wands that he's offering. One is a wand of Crashing Wave. Oh, let me get that open. Wand of Crashing Wave. Crashing Wave is a 30-foot cone. And it crashes, and it does 66 bludgeoning damage to creatures in the area. They've got to make a basic reflex save to save themselves. It also extinguishes non-magical fires. You guys could have used that. That would have been handy a couple times in the past, right?
It certainly would have been, yeah.
And let's see. And Wand of Wooden Double. And I thought this was interesting. Let's see. A wooden double appears out of nowhere and takes the blow in your place. Take a step action. Now the trigger is you're critically hit by a damage dealing effect or strike. Okay. Take a step action. A wooden block of your size and roughly shaped like you appears in the space you left and absorbs the hit. This block has a hardness of 5 and 20 hit points, and if it's destroyed, you take any excess damage that the block didn't absorb.
That's pretty cool.
Very interesting stuff that he's got for sale. And these are apparently duplicates of things that he has collected throughout all of his
How many
curios.
uses does the wand have?
Well, It's a one charge per day.
Once per day plus overcharge, which we are not going to worry about overcharge right now. Once per day.
And not being a wizard, can one take a scroll and inscribe it into your book of shadows and make it a permanent part of your...
If you're a wizard, you can do that. If you're any other kind of magic user, you cannot.
Okay.
And as a wizard, I can only scribe scrolls that are arcane. So
Whereas, like, Scroll of Positive Attunement is one that I'd be able to use as a healing tool, I'm assuming.
I think it's arcane and divine. I think it follows into both schools. I'm going to say
cool.
it does.
Yeah, great. So then you'd be able to.
well, if you are open to a trade, these 2 wands would be extremely useful to me.
Kelladek looks at the wands, looks at the sphere and says, done, and hands you the 2 wands and takes the sphere, goes over to one of his cabinets and places it in on the cloth that he's been carrying it in, places it in the cabinet like that. Comes back saying, I've got to be careful with that. You can't have that roll off and hit the floor.
No.
That's the end of the collection.
That's a great ball of fire.
Well, it also
great.
burn a lot of
Goodness
what you
gracious.
have.
Great ball of
So
fire.
I thank you for your generosity with that trade. I'm just looking to see if I have anything else that you might be interested in, but I don't. That's probably the most interesting thing I have that you might be interested in. Would you be interested in selling these scrolls to me that you have left?
He looks at them and he's like, well, I don't have a great deal of need for money. Of course, they're not doing any good sitting on the shelf either. So they're 30 gems apiece if you wish to buy them.
Well, that means I would buy 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 150 gems. I think that the first 4 I would be interested in, but the sculpting sound I think would not be as used to me. So I would give you 120 gems for these scrolls if you'd be so kind.
He smiles and says, very well.
Cool. Thank you,
Okay.
Kelladek.
All right. So right now, the game master is going to open up your character, and I'm just going to drag them over for you so that
Okay.
they're in your inventory so that we don't forget this. This will be a little bit quicker. I wonder if I can drag inventory to inventory. I guess we're going to find out right now. Scroll of Ghostly Weapon.
I think you can.
See you. If not,
And I think I have enough money to pay for this even.
I'll just pull them from
I think
items.
Bella had 600 something.
Well, I spent a bunch of coin.
Okay, so you want Scroll of Ghostly Weapon. You want Scroll of Enthrall. You want Scroll of Positive Attunement. And you want Scroll of Stinking Cloud. You want Wand of Crashing Wave. Wand of Crashing Wave. Yes, and the last one is Wand of Wooden Double.
Awesome.
There. All right. And did you remove your gems?
I'm about to. So
Okay.
218 is what I'm down to.
Okay.
Thank you for your kindness and consideration.
All right. And the Kelladek looks at the group and says, is there anything else?
Do you have any
I can
advice
help
for
you
us
with.
going into the haunted mansion?
He looks at you and he gets a wry smile on his face and he says, well, you know, my adventuring days are long over and I was never much interested in it. Though, of course, you're forced to do some adventuring when you're looking for rare and unusual things. The only advice I can give you is stick together.
Good advice.
My
Thank you.
experience in the past is that when groups split up and they all go to separate rooms in a haunted house, that's when they all end up getting
End up
getting
married to
killed. If you
misfortune.
read any of the old scary novels.
Yes, we have learned that lesson.
Yes.
Or
And on
turned into a
Scooby
stuffed
Doo.
bunny.
Yes, yes, or getting stuffed into a bunny.
Scooby-Doo. He looks at you and he's like, who is this Scooby-Doo?
Over your
It's
room?
another time, another place.
We're not even supposed to know about Scooby Doo, to be honest.
I have foretelling
Mm-hmm.
by NVIDIA.
Do you ever see any of those Have you seen any of those memes where they show, like, there's one where the Ghostbusters car and the Scooby-Doo van and a couple of the other really iconic things are in front of a hotel because their cosplayers are there playing, right?
Batmobiles.
And people are like, I'm not sure what's going on, but something big's happening in that place right now.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so you have completed your transaction with Kelidek. He thanks you for your time. He says, I really must get going. I do have an appointment this morning that I must get off to. I'm got to meet with Councilman Primewater. And so he graciously ushers you back to the front door, accompanies you, and lets you out.
What time is it now, please?
This has only taken you a half hour to do this discussion.
Okay.
So right now it's 9 a.m.
So are we ready to go to the mansion, or do we want to
What
go
do
to
you
the
guys
graveyard
think?
first?
I know Bear's ready to go.
I say deep breath. Let's go to the mansion right away.
Okay, let's go.
Don't. What about the other three of you?
Graveyard.
Everybody's good for
The
that?
graveyard is
We don't
right
need to
beside-
go to the graveyard.
We don't need to go to the graveyard.
unless we happen to
we-
see something in passing.
Yeah, no, we
there.
talked. We
Yeah.
talked to
Yeah, we
Craig.
did.
Like,
Perfect.
there's nothing. out
If
of
there's
the
something
ordinary.
there, we
believe
can
him.
investigate it, but we don't need
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
If there's nothing there,
There's no
reason to
grave
go.
urgency.
Lavinia, do you
Go to your
like
room.
me
Gravely
to transfer
important.
this
I did.
scroll of positive attunement to you?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay, we'll switch back to adventure screen then, because you're going to have a walk through town. We were on the southern end of town. As you walk through town, which way do you want to go? You're going to have to go across the Mermaid Bridge again.
The bridge.
And then you can take the north road that kind of walks along the river. You can see there are some fallow fields. You notice there's a stand of trees that is off to the west, just across the thing. There's a dog barking at you from the stand
Wow.
of trees.
That's
He's a
so
small little
realistic.
dog, goes woof, woof, woof.
That's very
Why
realistic.
don't I have those broccolis on my map?
Why don't you have those broccolis on
Oh,
your
there
map?
they are.
Okay.
Zoom out.
Yeah, I found
Zoom
it.
out. Zoom out. There, you should be able to see that.
The Sea Grove.
This takes you back, and you see coming into sight, once again, the Temple of Procan. And just beyond it, the road up to the graveyard, as well as the abandoned alchemist's house itself.
All right. Do you guys want to go in the side door or the back door?
I'm saying, are we on a mission? Like, let's just get to
I
number
say we go.
31. I know you and I are just like, let's do it, and
Let's go,
everyone
gung
is
ho.
also like,
Yeah, whatever.
can we stop and
See-
like think
No.
about
You want to
this?
stop and smell the roses? Or buy some more fan geek stuff from the Temple of Duty Fludge?
I'm good to go.
I'm good to go.
So as you approach the house, this is exactly what you see. We're just going to load onto the screen. I'm going to zoom it out a little bit so that you can. Hey,
Uh-oh.
house.
Uh-oh.
The hell are you doing?
Are we seeing too much?
Yeah,
Avert your
where
eyes.
is?
Avert your eyes quickly. There it is.
There we go.
It was forgotten.
Let me just double check and make sure the rest of these aren't
How's the cooking?
turned off.
Moist.
Yeah. It's a new recipe.
It's moist.
Chewy. I like it.
Okay. Fixed. So as you approach the house, you can see that there is a stone wall, a dilapidated stone wall that is around most of the house. And this stone wall is broken in some places, about 6 feet high. All of the area that's inside the stone wall between that and the house is unkept. You'll see that there are windows all around the house, and most of them are smashed or they're too dirty to look through. And there's just this wind that seems to be blowing and going. You can hear it whistling through. Hey, come on.
I cast mage armor on myself. And I also summon my familiar, Drema.
I too cast Raven with Mage
Oh,
Armor
there we go. Oof, I was a little concerned for a
on
moment.
my
Cool.
I had a problem. My computer froze
shield
up.
is what I meant.
You cast shield on yourself?
Yeah, I
That's-
can.
Oh, that's a one. That's just lasts for 6 seconds though.
I put my
It's a
gloves
cantrip.
on.
Okay.
I make sure I am fully loaded.
I got some whiskey for you.
I don't need any whiskey.
You don't
I
want to
got
be fully
berry.
loaded?
and have all my various tools for checking for
Yes.
traps and picking locks. And I did try to buy the concealed thieves tools.
Yes, I will follow that up. Oh my God.
So if I happen to need them in this session,
Fine. Yes, you can have them.
Thank you.
I'm going to make sure Bridger's trap is loaded and ready.
Okay. So I'm just trying to, I'm going to zoom this out for a moment so that the camera can see the whole thing. And then we'll zoom it into the right size for all of you. You are approaching it from the south. Now, this map is not exactly representative of the way our house is located in town, because this one you see is right on a seashore. But actually, where these blue waves are, this would be the cliff that goes down into Crabber's Cove in our map. Okay, so there's a slight difference there. Now, I want to give a shout out right now about this map and the maps that we're going to use for the next little series. And that shout out is to Aeon Bar Cartography on Patreon. These are maps from Aeon Bar Cartography on Patreon. And I want to thank him very much for publishing a set of maps. These maps on his Patreon are Ghosts of Saltmarsh maps for the haunted house in the Ghosts of Saltmarsh Adventure. And we are using these maps of this haunted house for our haunted house. So I just wanted to let you know where they came from, who made them, because he did a great job. As you approach the house from the south, because that's where the path leads in, you end up right here. What's this little guy?
that's
That's Drama? Okay.
Yeah, that's the only one.
That's where all of you are. So we have got your minis over there. We should be getting minis out now. And see if you can get the right minis and put them right there where they're supposed to be. I'm going to zoom the map up now so that it's the right size for the minis. That's about the right size right there. You end up at the front entrance of the house. Now, as you've been approaching the house, you've been able to see it from the side as well. You've been told that there are a couple of rear entrances besides the front entrance of the house.
There's a servant's entrance on the side as well, he said.
It said there's a service entrance. He also said there's one from some type of patio.
We'd imagine the patio's the thing at the back there.
All right. From what you can see about the house, I only have information on the interior of the house. I guess we already talked about the exterior of this. Here it is.
Y'all want to just knock on the front door?
I've talked about the stone wall. You come, the ornate metal gate you come through lies open at the end of the road, swaying slightly in the wind, and then there are just wildflowers and flora growing throughout the yard. That's all you see.
All right. So can I put the question to my other friends? Do you want to go in the side entrance, the back entrance, or does everyone want to go in the front?
Whichever one we use, I want to check for traps.
What do you think, my friend?
Your mic is
Oh,
offline.
I'm sorry. My mic is offline. My friends, do you want to go in the front entrance, the back entrance, or the side entrance?
I'm trusting the instinct of our premier tracker here.
I say we go side entrance.
Okay.
What
In
do
the
you
side door.
Service entrance.
So, are you going to the right side entrance or the? You're gonna have to move your.
I want to
swing
go
your
to
mic over a little bit.
I want to
Percy.
go to the.
You can pivot it. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's just you can't.
It's hitting the screen right there. Okay. I want to use the right-hand entrance.
So you're facing. You're going to go around the right side.
The
of
right-hand
the house?
side of the house.
Where is Bear?
Okay.
Bear's with me. Bear is.
So
with
as
me.
you guys,
Oh, where is Bear actually?
He's right next to you.
there.
Yeah.
as you guys walk around the right side of the house between the wall and the house, you come up to the back. Let me see where, and you come in sight of what looks like a small door that is right here.
Wasn't it the other
And
side of the
also it
house?
looks like there's the dilapidated remains of a well that is just out in the courtyard like that.
The ring, anyone?
I steer from the well.
If we see a little girl with straight hair over her face
No,
coming
no,
at
no.
us, I think we're in trouble.
I actually cried in the theater when watching that movie. I don't do well at theater movies, or in horror movies. And yeah, I bawled my eyes out in the theater. I was so
I'm
scared.
so happy to not know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
and I really appreciate you not telling me.
Yeah.
Okay, we won't.
Because you
No,
would cry
you
too.
know I would cry,
You-
and then
you'd
I
cry
wouldn't
too.
sleep.
We're,
at night.
we're good on that.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I understand. So our sharpshooter is afraid of scary movies, and here we are adventuring into a haunted mansion.
I'm afraid of what's down that well,
Well.
but if it comes out, I'm gonna blast its face off.
Okay,
Yeah.
just trying to make sure I have this
No.
in my head
You,
properly.
you got it right.
All right, let's proceed to the entrance and have our friend check it.
Well,
for
don't we
traps.
want to look down the well? That's just
You
kinda-
go ahead
That's
and look down
only
the well.
your thing. If that's
You
your
go
thing,
ahead.
I'm going to
Look
go
down.
look, and I'm going to cast dancing lights as a cantrip, and I'm going to send them down that well
Okay.
because it'll go 120 feet.
Wait.
Okay.
Here you go. You ready?
What
You
can go-
ready?
what can go
You
wrong with
ready?
that?
Just breathe. Just breathe. It's all good.
Okay.
My gloves at the ready. Whatever.
Yeah.
So
and I've
of
got my
course you would go
tomahawk
for the
in my bow.
damn well.
Guys, he's got
Of course you would.
He's just a nosy guy.
I am.
They
I
asked
was
me
curious
why.
about it too, but I didn't.
What's
have
the
a
worst that can
way of
happen?
lighting
Oh,
it.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Have you been
Have you
playing with
watched
us?
any horror movies ever?
Just,
We're
you
going to
know,
get flapped around. It'd be
don't-
nice
you
to get
don't-
it
huge
done
acid
early.
trailing snails could come and roll you over.
You literally just don't you don't mess with old decrepit
no,
mill
no.
wells.
And if you
Okay, but we're going to go into this old decrepit mansion
Yeah.
instead.
what?
Well, I have a wolf over my shoulder. We're doing above ground.
Well,
Above ground.
we're-
Not
And
We're not going
to
in. I'm
me,
just sending
it's
lights
no
down
worse-
and having a
it's
look.
No worse than
As
going
you
to a
send the
picture of
lights
teenagers.
down
Yep.
and you look down, all of a sudden you see these writhing and wriggling things, and they start to crawl up the sides of the well. And out of the well come 3 snakes.
thank you so much for having brought them.
Why did it have to be snakes?
Thanks, Indiana.
And
yeah, indeed.
and I didn't plan for this, but roll for initiative, man.
Okay.
Thanks.
So Glenn's fault.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Wizard.
Mr. Wizard, can you perform some kind of
No, I
hocus
gotta-
pocus?
Now I got to get all you guys and get you all into an encounter. I wasn't planning this encounter yet. Derp-a-derp.
They're just snakes. How bad can they be?
Oh,
Hush.
Just carry on with that.
We're gonna roll all these snakes.
to roll as well. So I just remember 13. $17 for me. Woo-woo.
My computer is lagging bad. I think there's a problem with one of these add-ons. It's finally caught up and done its thing. So let's go around. Thaddeus, what's your initiative, sir?
23.
23. You know what? I got to turn you guys all on, too. There we go. And Josephine.
27.
Josephine is above. And Lavinia.
24.
24. You're between Josephine and Thaddeus. And Raven.
I rolled a natural 1, but I have a 13 in total.
So, bottom of the barrel. And Percy.
19.
Bottom of the well.
19.
19.
Bottom of the well.
Of course, you get to go last when you've summoned the snakes.
Of course he does.
Bear, right?
They're just snakes.
Josephine is the first to react as she sees the snakes coming up out of the well.
Okay, what are the snakes doing? Are they just coming out of the well?
They are wriggling towards the caster of the lights.
Can I just direct them towards the caster of the light?
Do
He's that
you
way.
speak snake?
It's possible.
It's slippery, slippery. It's so slippery.
Some parcel tongue.
Slippery. No, if you guys have
Okay.
seen this video before, oh my gosh, the slippery, slippery snake. I'm a slippery, slippery snake. Anyways, can I can I talk to animals? I think that I can. Let me just. I'm sorry.
We know you can.
My proficiencies. I know I can communicate with animals on some level, but I was not planning on it.
No, you can't talk to snakes. You don't have anything, Lavinia. I mean, Josephine, the lady talk to snakes.
Okay.
So it's like,
So
you know,
okay.
shoot or move, or what are you going to do?
No, yeah, I'm going to take 15 steps back. Thank you very much.
Okay. Move your person where you want your person to be.
Whoop.
Okay, fine. All right, and it becomes Lavinia's turn.
Whoop. Can you whoop me back there?
You want to
Same
be
place?
whooped? Really?
No.
She wants to get whooped too.
She wants to get. Everybody wants to get whooped.
I don't want to be anywhere.
We missed Bear's turn though.
Oh, you're right. Bear is with you. What is Bear going to do?
Bear would run at the well and growl and snarl at them.
You see 3 snakes, which there are 2 of them right beside the well, and one of them is just north of the well right now. Which one is he going to go after? That one there? Okay, so he growls at the snake. The snake coils up into a defensive mode. Is he doing anything else or just growling at him?
Does he have three moves as well?
Yes.
Okay. Well, he ran up. He growled. Is running up and growling one move?
Yep.
Okay. And the snake hissed, and Bear will go for the jugular, which is like the entire length of the snake. But so just like go for the snake.
Roll to hit
Yes. Okay. Let's see.
for Bear. So, Thaddeus, you are up next. While Bear is going to do that, you let me know in a minute
Well,
what
it's
you're
dorsal
planning.
or ventral aorta.
Can I roll it on a flat surface? Because like I rolled an 18 and then I swear I just tilted it to a 2.
Well, why are you holding it in your hand
I
while
don't
you
know.
did that?
Can we roll it again?
And why did you roll it there instead of into a dice tray?
Well, because we're sharing a dice tray and it's
Why are you sharing a dice tray?
I don't know.
We have dice trays all over the place.
I know. Anyways, he rolls a 9.
And misses.
Okay. Dang. So what happens to him then?
So as he snaps forward, the snake slides back. Oh, and the timer's gone off. Oh my God. That was fast. Why is it? It just seems like it whips by so quick.
Well, because we're in combat.
I guess so. Okay, it's 10-9. So we're gonna take our break right here and come back in
What a place to take a
Wait,
break.
wait. Can we finish and see what like happens on to Bear before we go to
But
the next?
it may not be the snake's turn yet.
It's not the snake's turn. Bear
Okay.
misses.
Okay.
So Bear's okay. He didn't
Okay.
get bit though.
And he
but
didn't.
we'll see what happens when the snake
Did he have
strikes.
another move or go or no? He didn't.
Yeah,
No,
he
he
had-
came up. Well, he
Yeah, he
took
had-
one
he had
snap.
one
He has one more attack.
Yeah, he has one more.
Well, or you could
Can
run
you
away.
back up?
Oh,
Bear will
disengage.
disengage.
Okay, fine. So he jumps back after that. Okay, it's going to be Thaddeus on deck. He's going to be the one who's going to take his turn right after our break.
Yep.
It is now going to be 8:50 in a few seconds, Mountain Standard Time. We're coming back at 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And we will see everybody then. For those of you who are watching us live, stick around 10 minutes. We're going to be back. For those of you watching one of our episodes, we record about 3 episodes per night. We're going to be back in just a few moments with the next episode. You'll find it subsequent to this episode in our YouTube recordings. See you soon. Go to where you're supposed to be. Okay, and we are back. This is our third episode tonight, our gaming session, first gaming session of the fall. I'm Dave Wildson, Game Master for the Wylders game, which is a D&D style game. And we're going to go around the room in a moment and just say super, super quick hi to everybody. But first, I want to turn it over to our chat master. That is Josephine Smith. Hello.
Hi. Gosh, I haven't watched any of the YouTube comments. I'm really sorry, but I saw that on our Twitch. We've had Sugar, which we love. Sugar is here every week, and she loves your blue stash.
It goes well with your blush.
Yes. Yes, it definitely shows off the blush. And my brother Silva, who is painting minis as we speak for his own game, and I asked him to text them to me so that we can show.
That would be great.
We can I can share them with the group.
Wonderful.
And my friend Zed, who just always tunes in at some point during our games. So yeah, thank you all for coming in. We appreciate you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Our regular watchers, we appreciate you.
We love you all. Thank you for being here.
Right hands.
Okay, there we go. Oh, hard hands, yes. Percy, can we get you to fix your camera that is tilted the wrong way
yes.
right now? See where it is?
The cats.
See if you can just pivot it so that you're centered.
This way. How's that?
That's much better.
Better?
Okay, great. Okay.
Okay.
I promised that we were going to go around the table, so we're going to do that real quick. I'm going to say a quick hello to Mr. Thaddeus, who is our resident. Oh, I'm not allowed to tell you that he's an ROGUE.
Ian Little playing Thaddeus Poindexter, the company physician.
Okay, super. And Ms. Josephine.
Just adjusting my bandolier, which I actually forgot to put on, but since we're heading into the Haunted Mansion, I'm making sure that I've got it on.
Whatever would you need a bandolier for? What? Where are your pew-pews?
My pew-pews. Well, first of all, the bandolier is for my long rifle, which I can't even show on screen right now because it's so long and so rifle-y, like Mabel. And I've got some pew-pews. I am the
Guns?
I am the gunslinger of the group. And yeah, I also a hella whip.
A whip. That's right. Okay, Lavinia.
Hi there, everybody. My name is Lavinia Rose. I am a fortune teller. I am a healer, and I am a remover of undead.
And Percy.
I'm Percival Redfeather, and I am played by Robert Woodbury, and I am a tracker, hunter, master of the bow and arrow, and also have the affliction of becoming a weird tiger when stresses occur.
Percy, look at yourself on screen.
Oh,
What's wrong with where you are on screen? First of all, you are a foot away from your mic, and all we could see was your hat. So would you like to tell us again, what was that you said?
I'm Percival Redfeather. I'm a tracker, a master of the bow and arrow, and also have been afflicted with a weird tiger disease.
Okay, and Mr. Raven.
I'm Glenn the Valley. I'm playing Raven Alexium, the wizard, and I like to look down dark wells.
Yes, and so that's going to bring us exactly to where we are right now. We are just on the outside of a haunted mansion, and as they approach the back door, that's where Percy thought they should go in, the service entrance on the back kind of northern side of the haunted house. There was a well, and Raven decided he wanted to check this well out, so he dropped a big old dancing light down. It disturbed a nest of snakes, and they have come up to protest being disturbed. So the group is actually in combat. So it is now Thaddeus's turn in combat. What do you wish to do, Thaddeus?
Well, I'm going to sort of follow what Miss Smith and Miss Rose have done, given that somebody who speaks to the animals is it's not his turn yet. However, While I am casually moving to the out of the way, I am doing a battle assessment on the snakes because they appear to be going in the direction of Mr. Alexium.
How did Mr. Alexium? I do not accept Mr. Alexium's position.
No, he would have
on the
been
board.
hovering over the.
He would-
I would
having
say
a-
that since he has cast the dancing light, he is there. That looks like the correct place for Mr. Alexium to be.
Oh, look, right beside his raven.
And you're moving out of the way. You're doing
I'm moving out of the way. I'm doing the battle assessment just to see if I
They
can
look like-
determine any
They
pattern.
look
Or,
like they could be garden snakes or venomous snakes. You can't tell which.
Okay.
They're each about this long. They're probably about a foot and a half long, maybe 2 feet at the most. One
Okay.
of the biggest ones. And they're not huge jumbo snakes. They're common snakes. All right.
Like little garter snakes?
Well, they look like they're a little more aggressive than that. And okay. Anything else?
that's all. That's all. Just
All right.
getting out of the way.
And it becomes Percy's turn.
And I say to the snakes directly, we did not mean to disturb. Can you help us find a way in? We mean you no harm.
Okay, and so you get a response from all three of the snakes at the same time in there as they go pss, 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 and as it translates to you, it's words to the effect of, "Hey, you stupid big stupid humans, stop bothering us, get out of here." Oh my god, it's another adventuring team, isn't it? Every damn wizard wants to drop a light down the well. Bite him! I say we bite him and teach him a lesson. Get out of here. Go, leave, go, go, go. And that's all you get from them.
Does he have 2 more turns to
Yeah.
talk with the snakes?
We don't mean to harm you, but we are heavily armed. If you just go back into the well, we won't cause you any more trouble.
So there's some hissing between them, and one of them's like, "Bite him. We need to bite him. We should bite them all." And the other one's like, "We're just going to get killed if we try and bite him. Look, they even have a big stinky dog with them." And the other one's like, "Look, I don't know which way you want to go, man. I'll go with whoever thinks we should go." And then the other one's like, "Bite him, bite him, bite him, bite him, bite him." Eventually, they all turn and they start slithering into the well. And the one who wants to bite you is the one that was in a defensive mode against Bear, and he sits there still going "Sss" for a while, and then he uncoils and he goes back down the well.
Okay.
Yay!
And you are out. You're out of combat.
Just a little slippery, snaky tongue going on there.
Slithery,
Slithery tongue there.
And as they go down the well, you can hear them down there and a bunch of others, and they're all still complaining about how stupid and annoying you all are.
All right. I say we proceed to the door and not go down the well. What do you say, my friend?
Well, I think that's a good idea.
All right, let's go to the door, shall we?
Let's go to the door.
Well, now we know what's down the well at least.
I'm just going to take a moment to rearrange some rocks.
Okay, so Thaddeus goes over and finds a bunch of rocks that are in the
We wait
area
wait
that
for
looks
him.
like it
Yeah, we'll
used to
wait
We
be
for
do
a
him.
not
garden.
let him go wandering off
And
again.
he puts all these rocks together,
Let him
pulls a
take
bunch
his rock time.
pulls a bunch of rocks from the dilapidated wall and lays them all out along the wall near it in the words "Pronos cum clavadexter." Clavadexter. What's clavadexter?
Clavadexter is
Left hand.
no, it's not the left hand. It's the right club. So
Right.
the right
Okay.
fist.
Yeah.
Okay,
So it's insulting his family name.
down with
his
the right.
cause.
So
foot.
Clava's fist and Dexter is right.
Yes,
Okay, got it.
Clavadexter.
Okay,
So
you
let's
are
It's like 18th century graffiti is what you're doing here.
Basically, everywhere he goes, he's doing this. 18th
Everywhere I go,
18th
because
century
it will annoy him, and it will hopefully give other people who see it hope that there's somebody else
You know,
standing up.
whenever you do this, I always think of that scene in Life of Brian when he spells it wrong, you know, Domus Returnus Romani, and he goes, no, you're conjecturing is wrong.
Romane ite donum.
Romane ite donum. Go home, Romans. Yes.
Let's go home.
Do you want
Write it out 100 times.
write it 100 times?
We're not distracted.
No, not at all. No ADHD here. Go to the door.
Going to the door, checking for traps.
Check for
So
traps.
Thaddeus goes to the door and he checks for traps.
Doodle-doo.
I am going to send Bear ahead to stand behind Thaddeus to
Keep
guard-
him
guard
safe.
24.
Let me go find Bear. You know what? I didn't put Bear on the map. Let me find that companion. And I'll put him right behind you. Doop. I'm going to just hide him like that so I know I got him there. You, with a 24, examine the door. And this old dilapidated door is still functional. It's still on its hinges. And it opens up. No problem. It's not even locked. It seems to be not oiled or anything. It just slowly creaks open. Creak. But yes, it opens up and you are looking down a fairly short, dark passageway. Let's make a short, dark passageway happen.
You too can have a short dark pass.
With just a click of a button.
Okay, I'm going to recenter the map. Okay, so we're going to have to move the minis in a second. I'm going to put it like this, and I also have to expand it up to the right size. So we're going to move it here like this and expand it up to the right size. That is the appropriate size for it. And yes, there's just this dark, unlit passageway.
Why, Mr. Poindexter, do come in. Oh, wow, thank you very much. I think I will.
It looks like the passageway goes ahead of you for about 20, 25 feet.
I'm going to follow up right behind him.
Any sort of torch or anything like that? You just running down into a dark.
Cast light
I
on
was
it.
thinking about the fact that I could very easily cast light on the skull.
What a
On
brilliant
your
idea.
skull?
Whoa!
And then
And then you have to be directly behind the leader.
Yeah.
Not the leader, but directly behind
That's
the leader.
That's fine, but it just asked Abuela Mala. She says, okay, you can light me up.
And Bear is right with you.
Does she?
I've told him to go right with you.
Okay, so you attempt to cast light on the skull.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And it fails.
Okay,
Oh.
fair enough.
I'll follow up and I'll cast
I think
dancing
she's
lights
particularly
and send
bright
them
on
ahead
her
of
own.
the
Well,
team.
she can cast light on something else. It just she
If she
can't
wishes,
do it on
yes.
the skull. Good to know.
Do you want to cast it on something else?
Do we have a spare dwarf?
Dwarf vest.
Anybody
yeah.
carrying one this
We have a
time?
dog.
Does Bear wear a collar?
I don't know. Did you make him
You
a
took
collar?
the pink bow off. You never told me if you put anything else on. You
Did
have
we-
not
did we take
manufactured a collar for them.
Yeah. did we take
And
the
I,
pink
the
bow
leather
off?
worker, did not get specifically commissioned to build
Okay,
a collar.
so
Although
Bear,
I could.
Bear is not wearing a collar. Let's remember this, guys, for next time, so that we can cast light on Bear's collar.
Well, if you still got the ribbon, you can like cast
Hey,
light
Percy,
on it and then
yeah,
put it back
you're
on.
going to have to loosen the red toggle on your camera that's pointed up at your hat. And you're going to have to straighten the camera out itself, independent of the mic stand, because it's there. Here, I'm gonna give you, see yourself? Okay. Tip it up a little bit now, but you can tip the camera up now, probably. That's
Oh, yes,
better.
much
Okay.
better.
Beauty.
Way better.
Yay.
We were still having a problem. We've never been able to get your camera right for the last little bit. Okay, going back to what you guys were discussing, going down the hallway. Look at that. All your little minis are all in the right position down the hallway. Good. I'm proud of you.
I'm standing all in a row.
As you get to the end of the hallway, you have a closed
With no
door
light yet.
to your right, and you have, looking down, another hallway headed.
You're
Downwards.
lighting to our left. This would be our right here.
This is right where
Sorry.
the closed door is.
Oh, okay.
See, he is facing to Thaddeus's right. There is a closed door to Thaddeus's left. There's a long hallway heading down.
Is there anyone amidst us that would like to get lit up?
What did you decide to use as your light source?
Well, you could cast it on my familiar and have her fly ahead.
No.
No, you can't cast it on a living thing.
Oh,
Correct.
Can I quickly take some of my cloth strips and just braid them and put a cat amulet on that braided piece of cloth and stick it on Bear, and then we can cast light on the cat amulet?
You can attempt to cast light on the cat amulet if you wish.
Yes.
You have a cat amulet in your inventory, is that correct?
Yes, I do. And we haven't discovered yet what it does, but it's a cat amulet. So I think putting it on a dog is rather ironic.
I have to look at the cat amulet to tell you whether or not this is doable.
And yeah, quite lovely.
I cast detect magic on the cat amulet.
And it is magical.
Uh-oh.
So just like the skull, any type of other spell cast upon it fails.
Okay.
I have an idea.
Yes.
Anyone want to light Mabel up and I'll go to the front of the room?
You could do that because it's a non-magical physical object.
Lavinia calls out light from the air and wobbles it together and goes whoop.
Okay. So
And then I'm going to shuffle my way to the front.
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
all right, as you walk to
And
the
Bear's
front,
right with me, and we are casting light. on
you are
this area.
casting light, and this bright light from Mabel shines in all directions like this, so you can't see shit in front of you. Everybody else behind you, though, can certainly see that there's a big light out there, but it is not a focused light. So as a result, it shines in your eyes just as much as it shines forward and to the sides and up and down.
Okay. If Bear runs 20 feet in front of me, is he still blinded as well?
No, he's not. If he
Okay.
goes in front of you.
Okay,
If he's
Bear-
got the light source behind him. Now, hold on.
I mean, the other option here is for me to not do it on that and have you do the.
We just did it.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
gonna say what I'm gonna say, and then I won't say it anymore. Your weaving of your cloth strips, right? Light them and put them around Bear's neck.
Non-magical physical object. I'm going to say, yeah, if you want
Okay.
to
Okay.
tie a cloth around Bear's
So-
neck and have it glow.
Let's do that then, because
Okay.
it's not gonna.
So I'll
blind
just
you.
make a simple woven cloth
Are you okay
strip
with that?
and just tie it around. So it's kind of like a
Well,
kerchief.
as long as the game master is okay with that, because we've kind of like just
If you cast a second light because it's a cantrip, the light fades from Josephine's rifle,
Right, and then it goes into the other one.
and the light now emanates from one of the cloth strips that is tied together around Bear's neck.
okay.
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 Julio,
All right. So is Bear in the front now? Where is he physically?
Bear
with you
and I
guys?
are
in the
side
front,
by
yeah.
side marching forward.
Okay. Are you going? So you are going down the open passageway. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Hold on just a tick.
I was
There's a
gonna
door here that needs to be checked.
hold on just a tick. There's a door here that needs to be checked.
All right. So Thaddeus is at the door, and he is checking the door.
13.
As he checks the door, it looks very similar to the rear door. It's functional, and it's closed, but it is not locked. You're able to just open it, and it swings inwards against the wall. Thunk. And you are looking into a room that clearly used to be.
No, he's here.
Where's the door?
The door is right here.
There. Okay. And I wanted to be close so I can cover you.
As you look into this room, it's clearly and I have a real problem with this fog of war revealing it. But as you go into, what's your light source, Thaddeus, to look into this room?
Bear.
Yeah.
Is Bear going in with you? Is
There's
it
a
coming
door.
back?
Well, Bear's kind of like in between us, right beside me. So like, right, there we go.
So I'm just going to step to the side so I'm not casting shadow.
Bear will do whatever any of us want. So if you're like
I'm gonna
Bear,
move
he
this over here like this.
over here.
Okay, you guys can move your minis again wherever you need to, or you can just say, "Hey, we walked into that room."
Hey, we went into that room.
There's
Well
clearly
said.
a large fireplace and a water basin in this room, and it looks to be what is left of a kitchen. There's also a, come on, computer. My computer is lagging. Hold on here. There's also a set of stairs that
Ooh.
heads downwards.
Oh no.
So it looks like the kitchen is dirty and it's damp. There's patches of gray mold on some of the walls, cobwebs on the floor, the walls, and the ceiling.
There's no multicolored
Um,
apples.
There's no multicolored apples, unlike
Wait.
the Mad Manor of Astabar.
Are we still like weirdly
No,
colored?
all your curses faded. You're all correctly colored. now.
Okay.
Otherwise, the townspeople would have commented about that.
Like did
That was
they
weeks ago.
disappear? Did they disappear
Months ago.
after we went through the portal?
No, you were still multicolored for a while, but then it faded away by the time you got to about the Gatorman temple,
Oh, okay.
as I recall. And actually, no, the frogmen commented on it. They were
Yeah.
strangely colored. When you met the frog people.
Mhm.
Okay.
Sorry.
In this case, yes, we digress for a moment. In this case, you find some iron cooking equipment with a chimney near the chimney above it. And there's a cracked and discolored stone sink that you can see. To the right of the sink, there's a small closed wooden cupboard attached to the wall. About 5 feet above the floor level. Against the far wall is that flight of wooded stairs leading. Oh, I'm wrong. It leads upwards. This flight of stairs leads upwards. I'm sorry, I got them backwards.
Okay, good, because my depth perception was like not okay with it going downwards.
Okay, the woodwork on the staircase is pretty decayed, and there are a few treads missing. The cupboard is laying with the door open, and you can see that it's empty, and it's pretty poor condition. However, with an 18, you do. With Percy and Josephine's passive perception, they notice that there seem to be some tracks in the dust on the floor. So somebody has been walking in this room.
I stand.
How old are these tracks that we perceive? How old do we perceive these tracks to be?
You think that they could be as less than a week.
Are they human tracks?
Yes, once again, they are shod feet.
What
Boots.
do you mean by shod feet?
Boots. Shod
Boots.
means to be wearing
Boots.
footwear.
Boots or shoes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I step into the middle of the room and cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Let me see if there's anything to detect with your magic. Nope. There's nothing to detect as far as magic goes right here.
Okay.
Did you know that the term slipshod came from the original, a workman who went into the house with his slips still on, and instead of removing them, trod mud through the house, was a slipshoddy workman.
Oh,
Yes.
interesting.
And
Cool.
he would remove the slips to reveal his normal shoes, and then walk in the house with clean shoes.
Slips, they would slip over his shoes, which
So
is why
the
they're
slips
called
fit
slips.
over the shoes. Slips.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we're just going to go around clockwise. Thaddeus, what do you think now?
There's another door.
There is another door. Thaddeus notices another door on the thing. Josephine, Thaddeus is making to check out the other door. What are you doing?
I am trusting Thaddeus's gut. If he wants to go towards the next door to check it out, I'm going with him.
Okay, so you have a dilapidated kitchen, and there's a stairway going upwards in this dilapidated kitchen. He's checking out the door. Lavinia, what are you doing?
I'm looking at the
You're waiting on Thaddeus?
Thaddeus. Are you okay?
He's happy. He rolled a 20 probably.
Yes.
Okay, so
I'm waiting to see what
Percy
Thaddeus does.
I'm guarding Thaddeus.
and Raven.
Not surprised.
I'm going to cast dancing lights. And I'm
You
going to
should
have them
get
float
your mic
around
a
the
little
room.
bit closer to you. It's a little too far away from
Sure.
you.
Dancing lights, and just have them cast around the room.
Okay, so as the dancing lights float around the room and it is brightly lit, it looks like a worn out kitchen, but the shod prints in the dust are clearly apparent to everybody in the bright light of the dancing lights.
Do are they large, small, medium?
They look like they're bigger than what a female boot would be. They're definitely a male boot of some type,
Okay.
and they lead underneath the door that Thaddeus is examining.
Lead underneath the door, you said?
Yes,
As
they've
in,
gone-
You had to open the
track's
door,
gone
walk in,
through the
close the
door.
door.
Like, yeah, they lead to the door.
Thaddeus examines the door. He rolls a 20.
Mhm.
Yes.
Plus 10.
And once again, in this case, it looks like let me make sure that there's nothing unusual in this room.
It is a lucky chair, isn't it?
Yeah, he's doing better now, isn't he?
He's doing way better now.
It looks like just the last two doors, exactly like the last two doors you've encountered. It's old, but it's serviceable, and it's not locked. You're gonna open it up. As you open it up, it swings open.
Where's the door?
Right in front of me.
Bear's right with you again because I've told him to follow you.
Such a good boy.
He's
a good boy.
Okay, so as you open this door, it reveals the next room, and it looks like this was, in fact, a scullery. It has got a lot of damp and decay, especially because you're not that far from the sea, right? So all of these rooms are very musty and damp smelling. There's a little bit of mold again growing on the floor and ceiling. There's a big copper cask, split and discolored and empty, standing under the window, with a small heap of crockery shards on the floor beside it. And stairs, I'm going to actually pull the camera over so that we can see on our triple. You know what? Let's go to table map. Table map. Yeah, much better. Okay, that's good. Okay, so other descriptions of stuff in this room. Like I say, pottery shards on the floor beside the whatever the large broken copper cask was. And then there are a set of stairs, and these stairs are leading down into what is presumably a cellar. As Thaddeus
So
looks
the other
at the
ones
cask,
and the other
Go
are
up.
going
the other
up.
ones go up.
These go up. These go
These
down.
ones go down. The cask, as Thaddeus walks near it, he can tell from like the staining that it was obviously used to boil water, and this was where they were boiling water and washing dishes and things like that. Okay. As the dancing lights move into this room with the group, they can clearly see that the tracks that came from under the door continue down the stairs.
Aha. They're going downstairs into the dark basement.
I still think, like, we're following human footsteps. I still think that your initial analysis is probably right. Not necessarily rum traders, but human traders,
Yeah.
slave traders.
And again, this is the one problem with the mug is I always forget that the die is sitting in the bottom tray, and I tip it up, the die falls in my face. Okay, so
Way to drink and die.
are you guys where are you guys positioned in that room?
Maybe it's a diet.
Oh, it's a diet drink.
I'm over by the shards.
Bear is right with him. I would be right behind Bear.
Such
What
a
about you,
good
Lavinia?
boy.
Where are you?
I'm going to be right behind.
Wait,
him.
who's in love with whom on the chat?
Somebody's in love with somebody, and somebody else blames Larry. I don't know. I'd have to look at the other
You
chat.
know,
Let me see.
Larry's to blame for a lot of things.
That I'm in love with you is actually a YouTube chat.
Is it? Oh my. Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
Here, let me see if I can figure this out.
Somebody on YouTube.
Hello to
Somebody named Boomer Angma.
Boomer Angma is in love with us.
Boomerang Ma.
Boomerang Ma.
Check the mural app we're on.
oh no,
Mutual.
that's the mutual app we're on. That was
Mutual?
me talking to
Okay.
Silver about
Alright. Hey,
The-
so Boomer, thank you very much for the YouTube comment.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
of course.
thank you for being
Yay.
in
and
with
hi
us.
to Pete if you're out there.
Oh,
and yeah,
Pete.
big hi to Pete Miro, our buddy, if he's watching.
Pete, our man.
Okay, so I assume you're all in the room because
Yep.
you're not splitting up.
Yep.
You are now standing at the top of these stairs. What do you wish to do?
I say we go down.
Do you wish to leave the main floor?
Down, down,
Is there any
down,
point
down.
in exploring? I mean, clearly we are not the first adventurers
Well,
here.
But I also think that if we're following a trail, let's follow a trail.
Let's follow the trail.
We can always go back and explore upwards, and it's more likely that daring, dastardly ongoings are hidden downstairs rather than upstairs, right? If they've got mysterious lights, there's probably a lookout upstairs, but I doubt they'd be doing anything dodgy in plain view of the rest of the
I
society.
agree.
The base of operations would be in the
follow
basement.
In the basement,
Trails
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
much
So
as
let's
possible.
follow the clues.
All right, who's going first?
I'm not scared. You sissies can stay back, but I'm going down, baby.
Okay, wait. So as Percy decides to take the lead,
And
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 Bear,
yeah.
Bear has his light collar on.
Bear,
so,
come with me.
Yeah. You just
Make
tell
this more
him.
bearable.
And I'm
as he
close
starts
behind
to
you.
descend, as he gets past the first couple of steps, all of a sudden he hears, "Ah!" And there are all of these different screams emanating from a whole bunch of people that are coming up from the basement below him, up the stairwell.
Hey guys, it's you again.
Josephine Schiff. Josephine Smith
Josephine
says,
needs to clean her pants out.
oh shit. Josephine got ahead of herself in her comments.
Now,
I had a feeling
because
it was
of your
a trap.
proximity to the screams,
Mhm.
everybody has to roll a D20 and tell me what you get.
What kind of save is it?
It is a wisdom save. Or I should say, in this case, a what is it? Will save. It's a will save.
Okay.
18.
18, you're good?
28.
You're good?
29.
29?
Oh, should I have been adding something onto that?
No, it's okay.
I never
And Josephine rolls a 1.
roll. Never roll one.
What's your will?
Plus my will. Where's my will? Oh, plus 13.
It doesn't matter. You rolled a 1, so I mean, it's going to be so low, it's not going to pass the DC.
Dang it.
And Mr. Percy, what are you trying to find?
I'm trying to find out what my will adjustment is.
Well, what did you roll raw for your
It's
basic?
beside fortitude and reflex is the third one. Fortitude, reflex, will.
I'll tell you.
So,
Okay.
what is it? What is yours?
Your will is
Percy?
plus 11.
Oh, okay. So final roll was 20.
20. All right. So you're okay. So Josephine's trousers are very uncomfortable now as she walks.
Oh, shark.
And she is now going to be doing ability checks with a disadvantage for 1 hour because she is heavily rattled by the scream.
I cast prestidigitation on Josephine's garments.
Good job. Good
So,
job.
the hero of the hour.
Here of the hour, cleaning her panties.
After Josephine poops her pants,
Thank you. It'll make up for the snakes.
And it's uncharted.
the wizard de-shartifies them.
uncharted lands. We've entered the uncharted
Thank
place.
you. Thank you.
Cleans up her pants with his wand,
You
just
be
like
the squishy one.
we have
I'm
to
not
be.
squishy anymore.
We do have to be around you as well. So
Yeah, well, you know.
Fair
rather
enough.
self-serving.
I appreciate that you appreciate.
That was
like,
We can't have you
good.
too poop to pew pew.
Oh my god, that was awesome. Okay, great. All right, so that means that you now are standing at the top of the stairs. You've reacted to the screams that have come up from the basement. And what is going on next?
Let's go down.
Let's go down.
Are you going to continue down?
I'm not scared.
I mean, they're going to
Well,
make
I
a
am
lot
a
of
bit,
noise.
but-
They want to make a lot of noise. We
Yeah,
can
they
make noise
want
back
to
at them.
deter anyone from going down and catching them.
Yes.
No, I feel like these may be abducted persons, y'all. Like,
Yeah.
Well, we're not
There's
going
a
to know
possibility.
sitting up here.
So I can cast a invisibility sphere. If we all move together, we can move invisibly. For
That sounds like
lasts
fun.
for 10
That
minutes.
sounds like a blast.
a
Let's
great
do that.
idea,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
You know,
I
they
mean-
can
how
be
close do we have to
invisible.
be?
We can be
Are we
invisible.
close enough?
It's a maximum stealth move right there.
I think
No,
all
we
these,
don't want them to be invisible. We would like to see them.
Yeah.
yeah, all these lights will probably give away that there's something going on, but at least we'll
It'll
be
just
invisible.
be creepy floating lights floating down the stairs by themselves. That's scary.
Fairy fire.
Okay, I cast invisibility sphere.
Okay, that what level spell is that?
That's a level 2.
So I get a level 2 spell slot from you. For those at home that are wondering, we use poker chips for the different level magic slots.
Some
That way
people play
we
poker
can
and we use them
keep
for spells.
track of them.
Okay,
You cast invisibility sphere. How big is your sphere?
it is a 10-foot emanation, so you have to stay within 10 feet of me.
Get cozy, boys and girls.
All right. As you go down the stairs,
Would we say we were all in within 10 feet? And
Yeah.
That, yeah. Okay.
Just squeeze close together. Yeah.
I expect we're about to get a new map.
It doesn't
You
help you with
correct.
sound though. Like if you make a lot of racket, they're gonna obviously
No,
know.
just for invisibility, not for
physically, yes.
like
Yeah.
audibility.
It's a good thing you removed the smell because that would be.
Yeah, that's another auditory, or not auditory, but
Olfactory.
The old,
old
it's good for the old
factory.
factory.
Name that word.
Old factory. Hey, where the hell is it?
I don't know.
It's all dark. There's supposed to be a little stairway here someplace. Can anybody
Well,
see a stairway?
Yeah, on my
we
map
can
it's
see
exposed
0, nothing.
completely. On my map, I got a whole schwack of stuff.
No, I haven't refreshed my map.
What the
Let's have
hell
a
are you
look here.
talking about on your map? You got a whole schwack of stuff.
I've got
I don't have
a
it.
bunch of pits
Hang on.
and tunnels and crates and
Well, don't let anybody see your map.
Yeah,
then.
like wow, stop describing
It
that.
should be
Tunnels and
black
crates and
except for a stairwell that you guys are in, like what visible on the screen behind me.
Okay.
There's nothing visible on the screen behind you.
there's a tiny
No,
dark
there's
stair.
the
Yeah,
screen
there's
behind him.
Yeah.
There is.
Okay. Yeah, I just had
It's a little
light in
dark
my eyes.
area.
But I can't find it on the main map. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop a torch there, and I'm going to see with a
I think I broke a bra today. There's an underwire poking right into my right
Ouch.
side.
common items. Here's a light. I'm going to just drop a light on this
on your
stairwell.
Bustenhalter.
I'm going to have to put a new thing on that light. Now. Here it is. I found it. It's over here.
Did you ever hear that the other potential creator for the brazier was a guy named Tischlinger
Yeah.
from Germany?
Slinger.
Tischlinger.
Didn't he invent the stop them from flopping?
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah.
Flopping, stopping?
Slop, flop, flop, and stop him.
Okay. There is the stairwell that you guys have found as you walk down the stairs.
Who's the person that we just walked over?
There's nobody, it was
nothing.
just
That
the
was-
light.
There was a
It's me fixing things. Okay, so there was no one that you walked over. You are now going down the stairs. As you walk into the cellar, the light on Bear's collar does illuminate.
Are we doing so on the screen here? Oh, there we go.
There you go.
the cellar? And the cellar begins to become illuminated.
But are we watching, like, are we on this screen or on the adventure screen?
Yeah.
It should be on both. Isn't it on both doing the same thing?
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't, but now it is.
Yeah, it
Yep.
is.
Okay. As you come down, you basically discover, I'm just finishing cleaning up all the fog of war, which it didn't clean up there. That was weird. Oh, this thing is so buggy. Drives me crazy.
What are you using for a browser? Oh, Google. Okay.
Chrome, but it says something about it doesn't have a OpenGL or something operating.
Right.
Something weird about that happened. I don't know why you had that issue. You're not supposed to be able to see the whole map without the fog.
So, you know, it's
Okay,
right.
is that room fully illuminated now?
Yep.
You can all see it?
Yep.
We can.
All right, so it's quite dark in there, obviously. And here is your description of your cellar. All right, it looks like there are shoulder height wooden bottle racks lining the north and west walls. This is clearly a wine cellar. There don't appear to be any intact bottles left in the racks. They're shattered bottles
hard to
covering the floor. Lots of
Shattered
places there's broken glass. And near the wall at the foot of the stairs rest two large metal storage bins, and they appear to be empty. In the center of the room lies a human corpse clad in plate mail.
In plate mail?
Yes, and a long sword lies beside the corpse's right side. As you have been following the tracks down, they continue down into this room and across the floor. Ooh, and the timer has gone off for us. It is 9:42. We're going to play another session tonight, another half-hour session after this.
How's everybody
It
feeling?
is 9:42, so it's 9:45. Usually we go to 10:15 at
Yeah.
least. So why don't we take a 5-minute break? I've got to run to do a bio break anyways, and then we'll come back and we'll play another, 30 minutes, 40 tops. Does that sound good to everybody?
Sounds good.
Okay, so you have a corpse to think about here, and figure out what's going to happen now that you're exploring the wine cellar. Everybody who's at home, we're still going to play live tonight again for another, like I say, half hour, 40 minutes. For those of you watching the episodes,
The pink captain
This-
says I use poker chips for objective markers.
for objective markers. Yeah, that's a good
sounds
idea.
Like a one, yeah.
For those that are watching the episodes recorded on YouTube, that'll probably be the end of this episode, and there'll be another one following this that we'll have. So come find us again on YouTube and watch more of our story right after this. All right, folks, we'll be back in 10. Okay, and we are back. We are doing. My camera's off a little bit. Let's fix that. We are doing
You cannot have Amanda's.
a little extra video tonight. Another half hour of gameplay, because our party members, the Wylders, are in the basement, the cellar of a haunted house in the town of Saltshore. They have just come down into the cellar. The cellar is here. We're going to go to the games map like this. There you can see their little minis that are down there. I see that somebody has gone off by themselves over here.
Way off.
Somebody's over there and apparently is checking something out. So you can see that this wood lining all along here, that wood lining that's all along there, that is the shelves, the wine cask shelves where all of the wine bottles were. And they're all empty. They're all broken. All the bottles are broken, so but that's because it's a wine cellar. That's along both of those walls is where there were, in fact, lots and lots of bottles when this place was in its prime. What do you think? What do you want to?
Well, the stonework in that particular area looks to be a little bit different. Probably about the size of the width of a door.
So you're interested in that stonework? You want to examine it?
Yes, please.
Roll to examine the stonework.
18.
As you knock and thump on the stonework there, how come this doesn't?
By the way, I think we found the person in armor that Craig was telling us about.
Yes. So Thaddeus thinks that the person that the adventurer that Craig was talking to in the cemetery, the one that was in armor, that you have found his body. As you look, it looks like he has been clearly bludgeoned to death, is what's happened to him. He's laying there. His armor is beat up and dented and broken and heavily bludgeoned. That's what you know. I'm just double checking a detail for Thaddeus to make sure that I got this right about his. Where the hell is the map? Come on.
So if you leave your 10-foot circle, you are no longer invisible and cannot become invisible.
Oh.
So
Thaddeus has left the circle and he is now fully visible.
so has Percy.
Mm.
Unless you had retro moved that. So you're going to stick with me?
Well, or are we all going to check out the armored guy?
Yeah, let's move there.
Shuffle.
So let's all move over and check out the armored guy.
Well, Thaddeus has left the circle and I'm going to keep him that way. So he is visible. He is examining that space.
I accept responsibility for that.
What did you roll? Did you roll to examine?
18.
You roll to examine and you find that while it seems suspicious that there's this little corner that has this open space and stuff like that, minutely examining all of the stonework does not yield anything. It looks like it's solid, completely solid, with stuff behind it that is still solid.
Okay.
And you do not find anything in this corner.
I cast Detect Magic.
You cast Detect Magic and you find nothing magical about anything that the adventurer has on him. Apparently it's a longsword that is still useful and serviceable, as is, and a badly beaten up and not usable chest plate and helmet.
Does anyone need a longsword?
Is this a chimney or what is this?
So on the table map, we're going to just move this up so that we've got it like this. How's that for you?
Yep.
And it would appear... Yeah, what the hell is that? Hold on. I got to come back and... Gaps, blah, blah, blah. Just reading about the plate mail, and it appears to be a dilapidated fireplace, but the chimney is too narrow for anybody to climb up. So what else do you want to do here in this?
I want to examine.
What are these here?
These aren't those chests or something?
Those are two great big metal crates. And they're large metal storage bins, and they appear to be empty. Nothing in them. You don't find anything in them. Now, what is Thaddeus examining now?
Examining crates.
As you examine the crates, you don't find anything unusual about the crates either.
I would like to investigate in the direction of the screams. Which
The screams just seem to have echoed from this room someplace, but there doesn't seem to be any source to them.
I'm going to closely examine this fireplace.
Are you
I'm
staying with
going
us as a group so that you're not becoming visible?
I haven't seen anybody in this room, so I'm going to take the chance.
As you are examining it, and as the dancing lights spin around that Raven has cast, the tracks that you saw come down the stairs continue past the two metal containers towards the stone wall at what we would, I guess, call the south end nearest Percy.
There.
The tracks continue there. And they just stop and they're not there anymore.
so we've got a trapdoor. We gotta figure out how to open it.
Or there's a magical hidden door there. Maybe.
I said trapdoor.
Well,
I
there
meant
was no magic
magical
in this
hidden-
room.
Secret door is what they would
Secret
call
doors.
those.
Thank you.
So, roll to examine.
16.
16, you got a 16. I'm going to move the map over a little bit so we can see it on the screen like this. And I got to move it up too. Like that. Okay. So, 16 is enough. And you detect that there is clearly a opening poorly hidden along the masonry work here. And
Shoddy workmanship.
as you look, you need to find a catch to it. But clearly, the floor below continues on the other side.
$28.
28. You don't have too much of a problem as being experienced in this stuff, finding the catch, and it opens up into another room below. Not below, but beyond. So it opens up into what is a larger room. Now, you guys haven't made any noise up until now, have you? At all. That changes things. As the door opens, you open up into a lit area. This is going to take me a while to light this too. Hold on here. Let me... And it's clearly being occupied. And we're going to go and I'm going to remove the fog of war from here with a big one, brush size, big brush size. There we go. Straight across from you, you see what are a couple of beds. I will allow you, why don't we go to, you can follow it more on the adventure screen behind me probably to see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I can see on the back screen.
As Thaddeus peeks through into the room, he sees what's a pretty heavily occupied area. It's got a trestle table with a bunch of stools around it. It's got beds against the far wall. And there's a number of these beds.
So when you say occupied,
Can we just shift the screen up here?
Yeah,
or-
I can only do.
Okay, or
Let me get it done.
adventure screen for the viewers. Either way.
Let me get it done. Is adventure screen there? Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you. I just need to, because this is fully lit, As soon as you open the door, light streams in from this area.
Oh, wow.
And you can hear some noise. And as Thaddeus peeks just to his right, there is someone dressed in sailor garb scrubbing pots just to Thaddeus's right, just beyond the fireplace. You can see him just past all of the cookware. And they're scrubbing pots on this side, right there. For those of you, we're going to go to table map. I'm going to move the table over so that we can all see this. And we're going to focus on this room now.
Thaddeus is inside.
So there are a number of
Thaddeus is
different light sources, and you're able to see that this guy is scrubbing pots at the sink, and he is oblivious to the fact that this hidden passageway is swung open, and Thaddeus has peeked through.
I release dancing lights. I'm going to stop dancing
So
lights.
that they don't float through into the room?
I am.
Okay, so Raven decides to release dancing lights so they don't float through into the room. What about the rest of you, Thaddeus?
Well, I'm not entirely sure where they are.
Talking to your mic.
I'm not entirely sure where the rest of the company is, although Mr. Redfeather's right beside me, and I hold off. There's someone there.
It's hard to see the rest of us.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
the rest of you are...
I think we're
most-
just going to be as quiet as possible, lurk down, and do we want to sneak up on this guy?
What do you think? Should we sneak up?
As far as I can tell, he's alone, but I can't see the rest of the room yet. I haven't looked far enough into the room.
What do you think, Lavinia?
I'm just interested to see what these two are doing. I think that there's probably more people in there. We just can't see them.
And what about you, Josephine?
I would like to ask Raven if he could silently send Drama in to take a swoop.
I can, but she won't be invisible.
She wouldn't be, but she would be above his head. And he's busy doing dishes. He's not looking.
How high are the ceilings?
10 feet.
We can try it.
The worst thing she does is disappear.
Well, I don't want her to die.
Disappear.
Okay. Okay, we'll release
Drama will
Raven.
never die.
Well, she'll disappear for a week, and then I lose all my familiar abilities, and they're not trivial. So she's my bonded item, and I can't afford to have her expire.
Okay. Should I just send Bear in to just sniff around?
While we are invisible, if we go in the room, he cannot see us.
Oh, fair
Well,
enough.
we would have to stay in proximity.
But we
to-
have to like link arms and just be like, do, 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 do. Let's check under this bed. Let's check under this bed. Do, 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 do.
Well, we can certainly do a reconnaissance and see if there's anybody here. I can also cast invisibility on an individual as a separate spell, because I do have it prepared.
We're already under how much longer do we have in
Yes.
Dave's like, hey.
I think we have about 6 more minutes of zone invisibility before
Okay.
it runs out.
Y'all want to take a jaunt through here as a group
Yeah.
and just like talk in sign language, because obviously we don't want to.
Well, yeah, we can we can't see each other because we're invisible.
We can't see each other,
Percy and Thaddeus are both visible because they didn't leave the group, correct?
and we can't see each other. Like if we're in like
You
if
can't
we're
see each other. You're
all,
invisible in
the,
a sphere together.
individual.
Yeah, you can't see each other.
Oh
Yeah,
shoot.
we're just. Yeah,
So
Thaddeus,
like we
Thaddeus-
literally could be just like running around like
But
crashing
if,
into each
if
other.
we are keeping our arms linked and that sort of things together, we can feel
That's correct.
each other.
And Thaddeus and I are trying to be as stealthy as possible.
Okay,
So,
so
we're just creeping.
for us 3 that are not visible, let's go into the room
Doggo.
and do a quick look and see if there's any other people in the room, and then report back to the 2 that are visible.
Okay, as the invisible people sneak into the room to have a look, this is everything they know, it's all pretty clear to them. They notice that there is, down in the bottom right corner, there is a hallway. I'm going to, at the far end, they notice that there is, I'm going to point to stuff for you. They notice at this end that there's a set of stairs that goes up, and then apparently there's a ladder that goes to the ceiling. And it looks like it's a trap door that goes upstairs somehow. There's a long string of beds along the side. There are some dishes left over from the last meal still on the table, and apparently that's what this one person is cleaning up, as he's been doing the dishes from whatever the most recent meal was, perhaps last night's meal. The only other things that you notice in the room, like I say, it's brightly lit, it's clearly inhabited, is that at the far corner, that's right where Thaddeus has put his marker, there's a little hallway that goes off of this room. And this hallway that goes off this room, we're going to move it a little bit this direction for now. We'll just pull this to be able to see this hallway. This hallway that goes off of this room has 2 doors. And I'm going to see if I can get Fog of War to work.
Okay.
There are 2 doors. Strangely enough, the farthest door, the one that you were just pointing at, Thaddeus, actually has a wooden bar across it, and somebody has written very poorly in chalk on this giant wooden bar that's across this door, DANGR, danger. And it is barred shut. All the while that you're examining this guy who is washing all of these pots and pans and plates is completely oblivious so far to your presence.
Okay, what do you want to do? We go and knock him out? Do you want to wrestle him? Do we wrestle him?
Best thing would be
We-
chloroform or sleep spell.
Okay, first of all, we, the 3 of us, have not observed that yet. This is just something that Thaddeus has observed.
No,
Well,
it's
we're
the
in the
3 of you
room.
that observed it.
Yeah.
They are hiding in the other room.
We're
Shoot.
still in the other room.
Okay.
We
So
can go back and tell
what do
them.
we want to do?
We can see this entire room now, can we?
You can see the entire room in its entirety because it's well lit. There are no other walls or other things that are in the way.
Do we see any other
1, 2,
people other
3.
than him?
There's only one person in this room, clearly.
Okay. I would like to do something. Because Bear cannot see them, but he can smell them and he can feel them. I'm going to send Bear to go and grab them by the wrist and drag them back to the group.
Which of them are you referring to?
The guy that's
Thaddeus and Thaddeus and Percy.
So if he leaves the sphere, he won't be invisible any longer.
And neither will we be when he drags us through.
You guys, yeah, but you guys have been like rooting around with no success.
No, we haven't. We're still in this other
In
room.
the doorway.
they're
We
hiding,
haven't actually
waiting
gone into the
while
room.
the invisible people check everything out.
Why? I thought that you went in
No,
and
no.
were.
No, he poked
in.
his head around.
I peeked in and came back.
And solve the guy.
So why were only the 3 of us going then?
Because you're
Because you're
invisible.
invisible.
Aren't we all invisible?
These 2 left the
We
sphere
left the sphere.
in the other room.
But you're still not invisible then.
No.
So they are visible and they cannot rejoin the invisibility of the sphere because they left it. But the 3 of
Yeah.
you are still invisible, and you got about 4 minutes left on your invisibility.
Okay, let's clomp back then, grab the other 2, and go to the danger door. Yes?
Okay. Yes, let's go back. We'll update these 2 on what we saw.
Yes. And
Okay,
then,
when you do that, you leave the room, you go back into the other room, you update them on what you saw very quietly. This guy is, you can still hear the sounds of him whistling to himself and cleaning in the room through the open doorway that he hasn't noticed.
And I have an idea. Going back towards the door, let's form an arm chain of invisibility across the two, and they can creep behind us.
They can see through us.
What?
We're
No.
invisible. We're transparent.
You're invisible. They can't. Yeah.
But
No
it was
matter
a
what you
cool
do,
idea.
We are visible.
No matter what you do, unless you cast a separate invisibility spell on one of these two, they are going to be visible, no
But
matter what you
I
do.
do, however, have plus 13 for strength for stealth.
That's true. You could try sneaking.
And I do have invisibility as a spell and a.
All right.
and
So
a
what are you going
scroll.
to do? You've now updated. Now you've got to decide, how are you going to approach this? You're going to try and take the guy out. You're going to try and sneak around. What are you going to do?
Can I ask a question really quickly?
Yeah,
Can
absolutely.
you recast invisibility as a group for us?
Sure, but it'll cost me a level 2 spell. Or a scroll.
Well,
which
I was
are
going to say,
expensive.
do either of you have sleep or sedate or convince or like-
No.
I have a sleep. I have 2 sleep scrolls.
Can you use one of your sleep
Are they
scrolls on this
cantrips?
guy?
No, they're a scroll,
Okay.
and they'll be consumed.
And they'll
or
be
one of them
consumed.
will be anyway.
But if you got 2, then we got 1 to spare.
We do, or we could just go up and knock the guy out.
Well, do you want to? You just go knock the guy out?
Or we could just like go up and kiss him and say, "Hey, come with us.
Kiss him.
Let's get your
We'll leave that up to you.
let's get your friends free."
You can do the kissing.
Unlikely. He'll want to.
He's the captor, not captive.
Okay,
I doubt it. Sorry,
Getting
but,
invisible
but
kisses is probably
captors
fantasy.
don't do dishes. I'm sorry. He is absolutely one of the captives. He just is one of the he's the one who's on dish duty right now.
I'm pretty sure he's not a captive, or he would have left by now.
Yeah.
Well, Jesus did wash the feet of his disciples, so maybe he's the leader.
Captors do not do dishes. I can tell you this.
So if you were the captor of your kids and you did their dishes,
I'm
you'd be
not
breaking the
yet.
rule.
No, we only make
Okay,
the
so your
slaves do them.
timer is up. I am going to roll a die to see if he has noticed the open door or not, and it's an even or odd. Odd, he notices the door open. Even, he does not notice the door open. And we will see. And it is even. He does not notice the door open.
Okay, I come up to the door with my invisible group, and I walk up and I cast sleep scroll spell on him.
Okay. You cast sleep scroll. Now, because he is oblivious to your presence, he's not unwilling. I'm going to rule that, I mean, I know sleep is a little different in Pathfinder than it is in D&D, but I'm going to rule that he is oblivious to your presence. So he just gets really tired and just sits down on the nearest stool and falls into a deep doze.
And I tie him up.
Okay. And then you
So
enter the room
I'm just going to enter the room.
and you tie him up.
I'm going to bind his hands.
Okay.
Remember that if
And gag.
he is attacked in any way,
Bind
shape,
and
or
gag,
form,
yeah.
it breaks the sleep spells.
That's right. So you tie him up, you gag him. He hasn't taken any damage, so he's not under attack.
Nope.
Fine. He's gagged and tied. What are you going to do with him now?
We are
Him
going
over our
to
shoulder.
Put him in a bed,
put him
maybe?
in a bed, maybe. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Okay, so you take him over, you put him in the bed. How do you mean put him in the bed exactly?
Well, tuck him in.
Nicely.
And,
Make him look like he's sleeping in the
look
bed?
like he's having a nap.
Because most
Fine.
of us sleep gagged and bound.
But
No,
nobody would
that's-
know that if there were blankets
No, yeah,
over him.
exactly.
That's how I sleep
And
anyway.
don't you have illusion? Couldn't you make it look like he doesn't have a gag on his mouth?
You know
That
what?
It's just
You
a
could-
sleeping body?
Yes, I could. If you
Yeah,
really
I don't know.
want me
I'm
to
just
do that.
far
What
be it
is-
for
you know
me to
what?
tell you your business, Mr.
We
Whitmer.
should start that timer again.
And also,
I
why
did
are we
start the
gagging
time.
a sleeping man? Like, isn't tying him up good enough? Like,
Well,
No.
in case he wakens.
If he wakens
You
and
have
yells.
5 minutes left in the game night tonight.
Okay.
Okay, what's the point of doing this? Are we gonna just gonna leave him?
No,
and then
we're
carry
going to
on?
leave him and carry on.
When the other people come in, they'll see him apparently asleep, so it'll be less alarming. If they
Yeah.
see him
Not
tied
going to
up,
raise an alarm.
then they'll know that we've been here.
Okay.
And if he appears to be just sleeping, that'll buy us more time.
They'll be
Okay.
like, oh, he was bored of doing dishes.
Yep.
He
You
went and take a
sacrificed
nap."
your sleep spell, you get another hero point. Remember, it only lasts until tomorrow morning. So
Okay. Well,
Okay, let's go.
thank you.
Okay, onward, Christian.
So you have now got him gagged and tied up, which I believe was
soldiers.
the best thing to do. What do you wish to do? You want to try
Proceed.
that door?
Yep, I'm going to proceed.
So Thaddeus goes over. Now there are two doors there. The one at the other end has got the wood bar across it with the word danger on it.
Yeah.
This door looks like it's fairly well kept. I need to figure out. Give me a moment here. I gotta.
So I just want to mention to everybody, there are 10 plates and there are 10 beds, just so we understand the numbers of bodies that we might encounter.
Sounds like a Disney movie.
I can
Oh, the
only
little elves or gnomes.
The no-
or
the-
dwarves.
The
Dwarves.
door
7 dwarves, yeah.
Seven. not
to
10.
this room is locked,
Okay.
and it looks like it's well maintained, and the lock has been recently oiled.
Okay.
Well, that's very convenient for me, so it's not rusty. I
Mhm.
have my
Indeed.
lockpicks and some new lockpicks as well.
Okay, roll to see if you can pick the lock.
11 plus.
If you rolled an 11, I figure you're good enough with your skills, especially because this lock is not meant to be preventable. It's just still one of the regular house locks. You end up
Plus 10.
unlocking it no problem. This allows you to open the door, and as soon as you open the door,
I'm listening before I open.
as you listen and as you peek through the keyhole, it does not appear there's anybody in the room.
A quick check to see if the hinges have also been oiled.
Everything's been oiled. The door will open silently, no problem. And as it opens, it looks like this is actually quarters, though. Somebody that is, unlike the barracks, it
Boss.
holds comfortable furnishings,
That would be the boss's room.
and it appears to be well cared for. There's a comfortable looking bed in the corner. There's a wooden locker at its foot. A small wooden table stands against the east wall. There's a padded leather chair beside it, and on the table, a brass 3-branch candlestick with 3 burning candles provides the room with a bright light. The candles, though, aren't fresh. They're far from spent, though, as well. Under the table, there's a small wooden box and an unlit bullseye lantern with a movable shutter over the lens sits on the small wooden
For
box.
signaling the boat.
Let's take
Because you guys have already got your own bullseye lanterns,
Hmm.
you instantly recognize it. You know,
Yeah.
you're familiar with them. You know exactly what it is. I mean, any rogue would know what a bullseye lantern is in a second.
Yeah.
Okay. And on the shelf above the table, 3 books are sitting. And in the northeast corner is a closed wooden wardrobe. That is what you find and what you get to think about for the next week, because that's going to be the end of tonight's game. So
Very
yes, you have
cool.
lots of stuff to think about, and you can decide what and where you're going to go, how you're going to deal with stuff, whether you're going to do anything else with your tied up captive that you've got in a bed, what you're going to do about this room that you think is a boss's room, and that kind of stuff. And good job with the stealth. There's the alarm.
Oh, there's the alarm. Thank you, Dave.
All right, thanks, guys.
And thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us this evening and watching us. And
Thank you to.
Oh.
Oh, who? Okay,
You're a great is
Bitch,
friend to him, brother Silva.
Well, I
Oh,
can
no,
scroll
yeah.
these up. Maybe.
Wait. Oh, you're. I went to see. You're a great friend. You were a great friend to him, Brother Silver. I don't know where the S came from. That was me. I said that.
The pink captain is he's painting minis for a friend.
Yeah, Silver. It's he's my brother. He's in Ontario. He calls me sister. I call him brother. We share memes a lot. He likes to paint minis, and I asked him to share minis, text me minis so I can share them with
Love
you
to
guys.
see pictures
Yeah.
of those that we can
Yeah.
post.
Absolutely.
To see your artwork, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
You bet, Silva.
That'd be
Share
great.
with that, and then we've got our friend Sugar, who we always love. Sugar.
You too, Sugar. Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you, folks at
everybody.
home.
Good night, guys.
We will
night.
not be playing next week, and that's because we have work. We have a gig that we're doing on Wednesday that's going to prevent me from game mastering that night.
I even
However,
work.
the
Weirdly
week
enough.
after that, next week is the 11th, September the 11th.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
The week
Oh no.
after that,
you can't, or just
No,
that's
it's-
irrelevant. Yeah.
that's the day we're
my
busy.
wife's birthday.
And the week after that, which is the 18th, we're okay for. So we're going to tentatively shoot for the 18th. Okay. And we'll see if we can play on the 18th. Okay. Everybody have a good night. Thanks
Let's give Dave a
again.
big hand.
Yeah. Yeah. And good for you making it all the way into the cellar this quick and easy. I can't believe you did that. Like there's a whole haunted house and you already found secret stuff in the cellar. That's amazing.
Well, that was just my suspicions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job. Okay. All right.
You
Thanks
and
for
him
watching,
and Bear,
everyone.
yes.
We'll be back and follow this up in 2 weeks' time. earplugs too,
Yeah.
and those ones don't give me any.
Did we go to?
Yeah.
It's on the screen. It doesn't look like the. We'll be back.
Oh. I have accidentally pushed the wrong button. I will stop the video.
We're not streaming anymore. Are we?
We are streaming. We're streaming and recording and yapping about earplugs.